Waiting all day for Monday Night Football. We got the Steelers, we got the Texans. One final wild card game to close out Super Wild Card Weekend. How is everybody doing today? I am Hunnaball, your host with the most, and that was all I thought of to say to begin this. Let me get situated here, and by situated I mean put on my gloves. I figured yesterday I looked like a coach. Today we'll look like a player, ready to go out there into the frigid Pittsburgh air and catch some footballs, unlike AJ Brown, right? So Joe Buck, Troy Aikman on the call, Hunnaball with the commentary that you actually want to hear. And yes, welcome to the Monday night stream. I figured yesterday was so much fun going through all that stuff. Why not do it again? Why not run it back? I got to text the Discord as well, but hold on. A lot of moving parts here. But first, let me make sure everything is going. Yep, everything is good. What is up? We got Otis still going to the Super Bowl. All right. Joe Buck and Troy Aikman are goated. Steelers are going. Apparently, I didn't get the memo knowing the Steelers were for real. I got to turn this music down. We went for a Sonic mix today. These gloves are going to be hell, but whatever. We got the NYG. We got the Kayvon Thibodeau jersey, which I might be the only person on planet Earth that owns a Kayvon Thibodeau jersey. Tough loss yesterday, no doubt, but we're ready to bounce back. Yes, maybe the Jags didn't go to the Super Bowl like we had anticipated, but you know what? At least Liam Cohen did a good job. I have a lot to say about that reporter that's like gassed him up and said all that nice stuff. I have a lot to say. We'll get to that later. For now, let's get situated. Drop a like if you haven't already. Actually, let me see if it turns into a football or not. This is very important stuff here. It does not turn into a football. Still, though, drop a like. I don't know why. Sometimes it does. Other times it doesn't. I don't make the rules. I'm just here to watch and commentate about the games. But happy to see you guys. I got a whole stream plan. Got the halftime figured out. Got a whole idea. As you can see, we got the no green screen look once again because might be standing. My hands were cold. These gloves aren't doing too much for that, apparently. What else was I going to do? I feel like there was one other thing. Damn, the game starts in about 8 minutes. They already played the country music In the Air Tonight remix. So there's that. So if you missed that, sorry. Trying to figure out what was the other thing that I was going to pull up. Damn, I don't remember. But anyways, we got the game. Tom Brady pizza ad. And yeah, drop a like. Maybe a hot take as well. Oh, that's what I was going to do. I was going to let the Discord know that we live. Now I'm catching up. Appreciate you guys stopping by this quick. Means you guys have notifications on, which warms my heart personally. Yeah. So let me just update the Discord. That's getting some use, honestly. People are giving their 2 cents. I love it. Cool. If the Cowboys offense and Texans defense merges to make Texas super teams, are going 17-0. Can't disagree with you. I think our pick right here is Texans -2.5. That line has since moved, to 3 points. I still would roll with the Texans in that spread, but feels a little hazy. You know, I think this week has been really weird. Some great games, some just complete snoozers like Chargers, Patriots. I'd call it a really good wild card weekend. Definitely exceeded expectations. However, this one's weird to predict. The Steelers have been a sneaky little frisky team this year, and I'm one of those people who assumes Steelers, Mike Tomlin, good defense, low scoring, boring to watch. But to be frank, that hasn't really been the case this season. The Steelers have actually put up a decent amount of points. That is not because Aaron Rodgers looks peak form. It's not because DK Metcalf was a slam dunk trade, but something about the Arthur Smith offense is working. I don't know if the offense is working in spite of Arthur Smith or because of Arthur Smith, but either way, Steelers get to play at least one more game, and if they get bounced here, the Texans are, I mean, we already think the Texans are for real contenders, at least I do. Now that the Jags are out, it's kind of seems like Texans and AFC's conference to lose. I'm sure as hell not going to pick Denver, and after watching the Patriots last night, I don't feel so great about them either. So, Bills, Texans, one of those teams, I think we could see that as our potential AFC championship game. But what do I know? Next matchups we're going to see are going to be Bills Broncos, which we all know the Bills are going to just torch Denver. I have no doubt about that. And then on the NFC side, the side people say is the better conference of the two, we have we're gonna get Rams versus the Bears, and then we're gonna get Niners versus the Seahawks. So I think we're in for some fun matchups. You know, I always like to think divisional football is the best week for the sport. You get the best matchups, you get the craziest games. One of my best divisional memories, I was getting into the sport, I talk about it a lot. Shocker, Broncos-Ravens, my least favorite team and a team I kind of like. One of the best games, if not the best game I've ever seen. So, you know, divisional rounds are fun. And if this year's wild card was any indication, this year's divisional round is going to be sick. Who was better, Rams? What was better, Rams, Panthers, or Packers, Bears? Got to go Packers, Bears. If you're curious about my actual number score on it, I think I didn't write it down. Okay. I'm pretty sure I gave, number score, I gave, what was it? Rams, Panthers, I think a 9-3, and I gave Packers, Bears a 9-7. That's how I feel. So I think Packers, Bears was a little bit better, especially when you factor in the story. It felt like Panthers-Rams, great game, not taking anything away from it. And the Panthers played well. It felt like the Panthers were just kind of stumbling their way forward, though, and the Rams were just making mistakes. Not to discredit the Panthers, but that's not a great football team, especially with Bryce Young at the helm. So I don't know, man. What do you think, Otis? Which one did you enjoy watching more? I mean, we watched Packers Bears on stream, so I'm a little biased, but Panthers Rams was a lot of fun too. Texans get first rounded or win it all. Exactly, and I feel like that applies to a lot of teams this year. So who even knows, man? They're singing "America the Beautiful," I think, at Chrysler Stadium, not Heinz Field. Norrell Simpson on the call, but I can't play it or else I'll get thrown off YouTube because the NFL really likes to profit off these streams. There's so much money in small YouTubers, so NFL likes to cash in. My back's already feeling it, so I will definitely be standing up for the bulk of this stream. But I'm happy you guys are here. Packers Bears just felt like it meant more. Completely agreed. And I think Packers Bears felt like both teams at their core. You know what I mean? Whereas the Packers have been kind of iffy all season. They haven't really been able to seal the deal against the Browns, against the Cowboys, against the Bears the first time, and other games on top of that. And the Bears, they've been a team that hasn't looked great in the first half. Let's not forget. They almost lost to the New York Giants, all right? And when you almost lose to the Giants, that's never indicative of a great team. So, yeah, I think I completely agree with you, not to mention the historic rivalry that we have between the Packers and the Bears. So, hey, I'm liking this back and forth, Otis. And we will be talking about our fan bases later at halftime. I made a tier list and everything, so it's going to be great. But yeah, they're still singing "America the Beautiful." I really thought getting on this stream early is something I never do, and I figured why not hop in. So, in fact, I might actually set up and stand here. As you can see, here's the ensemble. I wore the tightest sweats I could to mimic football pants, jersey, Kayvon Thibodeau, and some Giants gloves. So that's where we're at. I also was rewatching yesterday's stream, and there's just something I want to say, just to be quite frank. Anybody watching, whether that's, Otis, Sloger won, Broncos almost to the Giants. And we all know how we feel about the Broncos. Sluger, I think you're new around here. I will never forget that game. Watching that game live on stream, it's still on my channel. If you ever want to go check out my live reaction, drink out of the shoe is it's not bad. But yeah, exactly. So that's the thing. If a team almost loses to the Giants, I have no respect for them. Same goes for the Eagles, who actually did lose to the Giants. Same goes for the Chargers, who also lost to the Giants. And the Raiders, who candidly lost to the Giants. So we've had some Denver fans come in here and, talk their talk, which good for them. Number one seed in the AFC, not going to take it away from them. As you can see right there, Bo Nix is not my guy. Right here. Bo Nix is not my guy. I have him at the top of the meh tier, which also includes the likes of Marcus Mariota, Cam Ward, Davis Mills, and Kirk Cousins. Yeah, it was insane. I was pissed. I was freaking out. And to be honest with you, I still think about that game way too much. I think that game's gonna define a lot of things that happened to me in my life. Anytime I feel like I'm in for some good luck, something's about to work, it's like, nope. Remember that Denver game? Remember when the Giants lost when they definitely should have won and it basically derailed their entire season, got multiple people fired. Shockingly, Shane Bowen was not the first to go from that. I would have fired Shane Bowen prior to that game. He was able to hang around for a little bit longer, and then eventually the Giants cut ties with him as well. That's what sick franchises do. They fire their coach in the middle of the season and fire the wrong guy. So thank God we got to see Mike Kafka, test out his coaching chops. He's awesome. No one's going to disagree with that. But yeah, we got the Steelers. We got the Texans. I'm pretty confident the Texans are going to win. I'm also a little just suspicious that this game will be kind of high scoring. Of course, I titled the stream, someone has to score, right? Odds are, the over-under I want to say is 33.5. It's definitely in the low 30s. And I just gut feeling, all logic points to this being a low scoring game, which is why it's going to be high scoring. NFL's weird. This season has been bananas. So I don't think that's going to change tonight. I'm going to go against my instincts and assume a higher scoring game. I would bet the over. I like the Texans to win. And I also like Aaron Rodgers to yell at a teammate at least 4 or 5 times. So those are my locks of the day. But welcome to the Hunnaball stream. Drop a like if you haven't already. It might turn into a football if you're lucky. And one other thing I wanted to say going into this. I was rewatching my stream the other day. With me standing, especially like this, there's a lot going on the screen. So I think what YouTube likes to do is put my stream on 480p, which sucks. I stream out at 1080. So if you go into settings and turn up the quality, it will look better. I know this looks cheap and ropey-dope because there's all this stuff on the screen. Just wanted to say it's YouTube's fault, not mine. Give me Steelers 500 to 3 Steelers to the Super Bowl. Are we Texans haters around here? I feel like the Houston Texans are a team. It's very tough to have a negative opinion on this Houston Texans team, especially DeMeco Ryans, who's awesome. How could you not like DeMeco Ryans? This is a guy who's done a great job in his coaching tenure. He inherited the Lovie Smith almost perfect tank. I didn't know this. Last year, DeMeco Ryans was razor thin. He actually tied Kevin O'Connell for Coach of the Year votes, and then KOC got it with a tiebreaker, which I've never heard of a Coach of the Year being determined by a tiebreaker, but that's the NFL. Kickoff in Pittsburgh. I really hope the stream is ahead of the ESPN website. It may or may not be. Time will tell. Slogger, you seem like the best of the Mile High motherfuckers. And we have a Raiders fan here and potentially Sluger, who is seems like a Broncos fan. I don't know. But welcome to the stream. We welcome all fan bases, even Broncos fans and even Eagles fans. And now is a fun time to be an Eagles fan, I'll say that. Boy, oh boy, they have been the talk of the town today. Somehow, some way, Kevin Patullo has not been fired as of yet, despite, Swagoo, calling it and saying his ass has got to go. So it's funny to see how that's going to develop. If there's any chance in hell Kevin Patullo keeps his job, we throw a party. First play from scrimmage is a Jalen Warren first down run. We will see. No Cowboys. So much better. We actually have a few Cowboys fans coming in out of here, but that's what an answer. You want to talk about teams that should have lost to the Giants? The Giants lost the important game to the Cowboys and then beat the Cowboys in the meaningless one. Go us, man. Go us. Cowboys are always a fun team to talk about, a fun team to watch, and as much as I'm supposed to hate them, I have to admit I enjoy watching Cowboys football. I'm not ashamed of it. First and 10, Aaron Rodgers coming off that Jalen Warren first down run. Aaron Rodgers sees something at the line. He's calling Moose. Green 80. Throws a little screen pass to DK Metcalf, who gets a good 16 yards. Damn. Okay. 16 or 17 yards. There you go. The terrible towels are flying high in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Don't you love football? The Texans defense advertised to be this sick unit, and we just saw two first downs from the Steelers. Let's see if we can get some more. Above anything, we're rooting for a good game here. Oh, you guys should have swept us. I don't disagree with you. That first game was one of the worst football experiences of my life. I was up all night editing a video. I hopped on just watching the game. I didn't get a chance to eat. Starving, sleep deprived. I watched the Giants blow what was a great game, objectively. This is one of the best games of the season. One of the best games I've ever seen. watching the Giants blow that game and having some Cowboys fans text me, oh boy, did that hurt. There's this girl I know who's like a Cowboys fan by proxy. She like dated a guy who likes the Cowboys. So now she's like, go Cowboys. I like the cheerleaders. She texted me and I, bit my tongue because I wanted to tell her some pretty rude and offensive things. But I chose to take the high road, as Giants fans always do. But yes, welcome to the stream. Sluger seemed to be a cool fan. Seemed to be a cool fan of the ponies. Those don't exist. It's so funny. Just I can act like the NFC East bad blood is there. Jalen Warren run to the inside. I think I missed another play, by the way, because now it's third down. My fault. I was too busy talking about Dallas. But yeah, we were talking about the Cowboys a lot yesterday. We discovered on stream Jerry Jones's like backwards crazy diet. I wanted to know if he was an intermittent fasting guy, what kind of breakfast he has. Is he like a morning bagel? Is he omelet? What does he have for breakfast? And we went down the rabbit hole a little bit, and shocker, he eats squirrel brains. Of course he eats squirrel brains. Why wouldn't Jerry Jones eat squirrel brains? Why wouldn't that be his favorite food? So we even looked up a TikTok recipe for those squirrel brains, and golly. Speaking of Cowboys fans, we got James here. You're a gentleman, a scholar. There we go. First G-Men's game felt like Peach Bowl for ASU. ASU has been through some up and downs this year. I saw Sam Levitt in the transfer portal. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. Probably not a great thing. He's going to LSU. James is here. I'm so glad James is here. I listened to Rye, and I really liked her music. Thank you for the recommendation. I've been listening to it all day today. Where's My Husband? Great song, very catchy. I would play it, but I don't want to get copywritten. Great song. It's kind of tough singing along to it because I'm singing along Where's My Husband, which, maybe, maybe, but I'm not really on the search for a husband at the moment. Aaron Rodgers empty set on 3rd and 7, clean pocket, throws a turkey sandwich, and there it is. There it is. For the first time of probably many, Aaron Rodgers said, "What the fuck?" and yelled at the sideline. He's pissed at the teammate. In this case, Kenny Gainwell for not going wide enough. I mean, Aaron Rodgers just straight up bricked him. I don't know how. I mean, clearly Kenneth Gainwell ran too shallow there for a third down out route. Still, though, pretty egregious response from Aaron Rodgers. We're going to get a Steelers punt. Texans football coming up. Fair catch, Jalen Noel. We got Muhammad here. Give me a good game to win. Yeah, seriously, let's get a good game here. Let's get some high-flying, high-scoring action. There's a very real chance this game ends 3-0, 6-0. You're welcome, King. Had to share peak music. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Anyone with recommendations, I will check them out eventually, unless it's like a show or a movie, in which case I probably can't commit to it. I think I said that I was going to watch The Penguin, like when I started streaming CFB in the summer. Still haven't checked it out, but it's not going anywhere. Sam Levitt just touring the country at this point, calling it evaluating schools. All right. I guess the jury is still out on Sam Levitt. I feel like we talked about him being a dark horse NFL prospect. And now he's staying in college, entering the transfer portal, and going over to Lane Kiffin. I think he was, according to ESPN, he was like the top guy left in the transfer portal. So he has now found a home with LSU, which seems like a really well-oiled machine at this point. I mean, dear God, between Brian Kelly and, just all the disasters they've had since the Ed Ogeron, Joe Burrow season, LSU really needs to right the ship here. And as a non-college watcher, pseudo LSU fan, I couldn't care less. Screw them. LSU or SEC schools. I like seeing them lose, honestly. I don't know anything about college, but I like seeing SEC schools lose. Especially UT Austin. 2 thumbs down from me. Little Brother's a good rap group you should check out. All right. Okay. I'll check it out. I might forget, but I'll write that down, actually. Little Brother. That's going to be a random just note in my notebook forever. Little Brother. There it is. Music's easy. I don't have commitment issues with music because you can just flip on a song and then just live with it. With a show, that's a hours commitment. And I'm not the kind of guy that likes to watch a ton of shows, a ton of movies. I'm very safe in my comfort zone right now. Gloves up. We got Steelers Texans. Drop a like if you haven't already. Once again, hell yeah. what else was I saying? I really hope you is still in here, because I do want to eventually talk about the Jags and what they're doing. LSU still gonna lose to Texas. I don't doubt it. Again, fuck them all, honestly. As long as the SEC stays out of serious college football contention, oh well. Kirby Smart might not be that talented. I don't know. Look, you guys know how I feel about college. It's not my thing. We got Giants fan 10 here. The SEC being ass brings solace to my soul. I'm not going to lie. Thank you. I'm not even a college fan, but I just don't like the institution. First down, Texans. The terrible towels are flying high. Tough field position for the Houston Texans. First down, it's a handoff to Woody Marks, who's got a decent amount of space. Gets about 4 or 5 yards. I've realized... How do I put this? I don't even know how to bring this up. Commentating these games, I've realized a lot of plays end up at 6 or 7 yards. And I've been saying it all season. I'm glad that that's more or less over. I'm glad that I don't have to, like, stop myself before saying, Woody Marks runs for 6 or 7 yards. Now we can just move on. We can leave the meme in 2025. CJ Stroud drops back. Oh my God. All right. Okay, so a lot of things just happened. Tip drill pass, could have been picked, could have been caught. Someone is down. Nico Collins, a little shaken up. I think he just got hit in the face, maybe by the football. Joey Porter Jr. is active. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but he did lock down Nico Collins there. Good coverage, bounced off Jalen Ramsey, almost into Dalton Schultz's arms, but not quite. Ball goes incomplete. That could have been really dangerous for the Texans, but we have third down. I guess we're going run, pass for the first set. Nico Collins, little shaken up. Might be checked for a concussion. Might not. There's Muhammad, 6'7". We got Cam Coleman, CFB, going to be terrified for Texas next year. Well, it's a chance. There's a chance. CJ Stroud steps up into the pocket. Going long! He got it. Who else? Christian Kirk. We are Christian Kirk. First down, Texans. We carry the flame. There it is. James, no one's scared of Texas. I'm glad. I knew it. 2 good defenses, but we're having some high-flying action. 10:32 left in the first quarter. This game is moving. Moving like a well-oiled train. Just finished Breaking Bad, so now I'm thinking about trains. They have the big train heist of season 5. Anyways, 1st and 10 Texans officially into Steelers territory. They got I think that Xavier Hutchinson in motion. Woody Marks ran straight into the pile, gets about 2 yards, and nothing more. Tackle by TJ Watt. Just tell me you don't know Paul Otis. Has anybody in this chat ever acknowledged that they don't know ball? Like, I don't think that's ever... We have a very strong-willed community around here of people that just think they know everything about sports. I'm guilty as charged as well. Jaden Higgins. I want to talk about him for a second. He's kind of come on at the back end of this season. Of course, it's going to take a little bit for him to develop. I'm not saying he's any kind of set and forget starter, but Jaden Higgins, not terrible. Something smells weird. I don't know what it is. Something smells weird. It might be the gloves. I don't know. You guys smell that? Anyway, Woody Marks, again, runs into the pile, goes nowhere. We're going to get 3rd and 6. Again, little bit better play calling from the Texans. I think we're just reeling in from the Eagles game. So now it's like, oh, how is the offense doing? What's the play call look like? I don't know. But after really looking at all the tape and just the incessant discussions about Kevin Patullo, America's left with one question. How the hell does this guy still have a job? I'm going to say when it comes to football, I do not know ball, and I'm trying to learn. Well, there it is, Mohammed. Well, we know one thing. Manders. And I will say one more thing, Mohammed. I was driving today and I thought about yesterday or 2 days ago when you were like, are the Giants playing today? I thought that was so funny. Also funny, Houston Texans take a delay of game? Timeout? Is it? We'll find out. The delay of game on 3rd and 6? Timeout. Never mind. They stopped the clock. Texans burn their first timeout. They don't look super organized right now. I'm not going to lie. But one big play can change it all. The Christian Kirk deep ball looked good. I'd like to see a little bit more of that from the Texans and teams in general. We got John Lee here. A.J. Brown has a $77 million cap hit next year. It's great. No, he doesn't. No, he does not. That can't be right. Now I gotta look this up. All right, let me sit down real quick. You guys are gonna freak. Look at this. I really prepared for this one. Look at this. There he is, Mac Jones. Let me move the chat. That's the one thing I didn't prepare for. There he is. All right, I want to look this up really quick because we're at timeout anyway. Over the cap. And can I search age? AJ Green. Shout out AJ Green. AJ Brown. There he is. All right, so 2027, it is a $22 million cap hit. That being said, just the way the Eagles structure their contracts, I wouldn't be surprised if they backloaded a lot of this guaranteed money. But his contract total value is $96 million. There's a false start out of a timeout. Are you serious, Houston? All right, well, I thought we were going to go to a TV timeout. I guess not. So I guess that timeout was completely wasted. Always happy to give a laugh. Yeah, I was cracking up. I wasn't scared of Texas last year. Not this year. I believe it when I see it. Not beating us. The refs are blind and see blatant play calling. There it is. I was lied to. You were lied to, John. Of course, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm sure somewhere. The thing with the Eagles is it's very tough to read their contracts. 3rd and 11 for Houston. Stroud steps up in the pocket, throws a jump spike. So we're going to get a punt. 4th and 11 for the Texans. Who would have thought this game would start 0-0? But yes, John was lied to. It does seem like the way Eagles do their contracts, I wouldn't be surprised if there was some year where the Eagles are just completely hamstrung by the cap. But who even knows? Let's actually go to teams here really quick. And let's just go to the Eagles. I'm sure there's some year where, okay, they have 20 million next year, so to speak. That feels phony, though. I think they have a few expiring contracts. 99 and 22. Okay, I mean, maybe I'm the idiot. Okay, so 2029, they have $0. I think what's happening here is punt is off, by the way, and it's not a great one. Went out of bounds somewhere near the 20-25 yard line. The ref's going to spot them at the 25 and a half, 24 and a half. There it is. All right, Steelers football, 0-0. There should be Kalshi. Will AJ Brown be fired? There probably is. And I wouldn't. AJ Brown's not going to be an Eagle by the start of the season next year. I don't think that's much of a surprise for anybody. But as you can see, in 2029, they have 0 cap space dollars because what they've done is they've backloaded all these deals. Now, I don't know how much of this money is guaranteed, but eventually the chickens are going to come home to roost. And this is without Azeez Ojulari. So who even knows? The Eagles are, I don't want to say in trouble because Howie Roseman always seems to figure it out, but I don't know. Thumbs down for how the Eagles run their team. $0. Okay, I think they're actually just not doing the math now. Yeah, that makes more sense. So they definitely don't have $0 in cap space, but $294 in cap liability. They've completely backloaded it. We'll see how this pans out. Back to Texans Steelers. CJ Stroud has 36 passing yards. Aaron Rodgers has 17. Wow. All right. Why is on here? Anyway, that was around 2029 that all the dead caps come in and it screws them. I'm sure there's some year in the near future where all the Eagles contracts come crashing down and they're going to be one of the worst teams in football. That will be a great time. Wait, did Sam commit to LSU? I see something that says yes, others say no. I think he did. You're right. From what I read, it's everything but a done deal. That's what it seems like. It seems like he's for sure going to LSU. I could be wrong on that. I got the article from ESPN, not Twitter, so giving it a little more credibility than I normally would. I don't know what that fucking smell is. I feel like it's these gloves. That's the only new thing. That's weird. I can taste it in my mouth. Whatever. Wash it down with a... I don't want to give Coke free advertisement, especially since they hate paying actual advertisers, but got Diet Coke on deck here. Like Popeye on his spinach. We're at a commercial break in Monday Night Football. Is this the last ESPN broadcast of the season? It can't be, right? Yeah, it smells bad. Seriously. I don't even know how you guys can tolerate it. They're showing some history of the Steelers. Some Lynn Swann touchdowns. Mean Joe Green. Art Rooney. Inventor of the Rooney Rule. Everyone's favorite thing. Which is just DEI, but in the NFL. Yeah. 0-0 through 6 minutes. Yep. Through 6 minutes of football. Last ESPN. Yes. All right. I'm not mad at it, to be honest with you. I don't hate Joe Buck and Troy Aikman like I used to, but I'm kind of sick of this setup, to be honest with you. I'm sick of the licensed music. That's something. Aaron Rodgers rolls to his left, finds DK Metcalf, who's wide open. Just like that, Steelers into Texans territory. I will say, and I don't say this often, Steelers are getting DK Metcalf involved. That's good. That's good stuff right there. But yeah. I'm excited for halftime. We're going to do some head coaching vacancies. Going to be a tier list. It's going to be awesome. Because I don't really have much of a Hinge update other than the girl I'm texting me back. That's the Hinge update. Aaron Rodgers gives himself a small golf clap. DK Metcalf already at 42 yards. 1st and 10. Rodgers drops back. Skies it. Metcalf again. Felt like he was held, and he was. We're going to get defensive pass interference. I will say, Houston, the great Houston defense, one of the best defenses I've seen in a long time, look human. They are not playing perfect. The Steelers have actually moved the ball relatively effectively. All things considered in 2 drives. You'd expect a 3 and out to be somewhere in here, but hasn't happened yet. So Metcalf's fired up. He's got yellow gloves. I've got blue gloves. The smell's not coming from the glove. I don't know. What is that? Like, what the hell is that smell? I don't know. Is it the jersey? It's not the jersey. I don't know what it is. Whatever. 1st and 10. Steelers. Jalen Warren. Nope. Kenny Gainwell in the backfield. It's definitely going to be a run. Handoff inside. Kenny Gainwell. I saw the future. About a 6-yard run. There it is. 2nd and about 4 for the Steelers. I think they're into field goal range now. Chris Boswell, great kicker. The black and gold brigade is unstoppable. Is that your team now, Otis? Is that your, as I've heard the term be thrown around, your girlfriend team? You're, you know, assuming that you're cheating on your wife. The Raiders with a team like the Steelers. What a fun couple of teams to root for. Another handoff to Kenny G, who with some nice cuts. Damn. That was a sick run, all things considered. It was only about 7-8 yards, but sick couple of cuts by Kenneth Gainwell. Steelers Nation is alive and well. You know it's bad when the Steelers look like an actual offense with Tomlin calling plays. Is that the difference? Has Tomlin taken over play calling? Has Art Smith been demoted? What does he do then? It is funny. You know, is that Jonnu Smith is playing? Jonnu Smith is in fact playing. I don't hate Jonnu Smith anytime touchdown odds. Darnell Washington is not. He's on IR. Did you guys hear about that Jacksonville reporter who spent most of the interview with Liz and Clum, and literally none of the other beat reporters have seen her before? I cannot wait to discuss that. When there's a lull in the action, we will talk about that. I have a very, I don't want to say very heated take on it. I just have some things to say about it. I did see that though, and I'm very down to discuss that. But let's see the Steelers drive. 6:46 left in the first quarter. 2nd and 10 after Aaron Rodgers tries another deep ball that goes incomplete. Pittsburgh is alive and well this evening. The city that never sleeps, they call it. The melting pot. The Big Apple, so to speak. 2nd and 10, Steelers. Aaron Rodgers drops back from shotgun. He goes deep again. Completely nowhere. Seemed like a throwaway. Aaron Rodgers is smiling, so that's how you know it was a throwaway and not someone running the wrong route. That's back-to-back just fade throwaways. Kind of a really good way to kill your own momentum, Steelers. Just trying 2 sideline fades that go nowhere. Kind of odd. Either way, I win if I love how you say Steelers. If Steelers win, I can celebrate my Steelers' best friend. If Steelers lose, I can make fun of them. There you go. That's the best. Adam Thielen is on the field. Stop the presses. Empty set again for the Steelers. Pat Freiermuth is the tight end 1. I see MVS. I say DK. Raj throws it to who else? MVS, who is short of the markers. Okay. We're going to get 4th and 3. Aaron Rodgers wants to stay on the field. I don't think he's going to. I feel like you kind of have to kick it here. In a game like this, take your points when you can. People are clapping. I can't tell for sure. Metcalf walked off the field, so I'm assuming the Steelers are kicking. Yes, they are. There's Chris Boswell. And the ESPN feed is ahead of me. He made it. Great. Now I have to cover it with the music. Great. There it is. All right, now I have the scoreboard covered. Because one thing if I'm delayed for you guys, but I hate when the game's spoiled. We're here to have fun, damn it. But yeah, drop a like if you haven't already. It turns into a football. It doesn't turn into a football, but you know. 3-0 Steelers. We're going to commercial break. Let's talk about the Liam Cohen interview. If you didn't see it, let me pull this up really quick. Let me get this going. Typing with these gloves is going to be hell, but whatever. Actually, Twitter's probably a better avenue for this one. All right, going to twitter.com. Steelers are at home. The game is live from at Chrysler Stadium. Okay, Liam Cohen. This has been a big talking point today in the media. Let me pause the Sonic music. All right, here we go. Hold on, got it. And hold on. Come on. There it is. All right, here we go. And then to the Mac Jones film room we go. Nice. Cool. What? Where'd it go? What the hell? Where'd it go? It was right there. I've been lied to. Christian Kirk is trending. Chris Mayer. What? Okay, so John Harbaugh has met with the Giants. Chris Mayer in specific. That's great. Who doesn't love Chris Mayer? All right. If you didn't see the clip, here it is.
You hold your head up.
This is what a reporter said to Liam Cohen after yesterday's loss.
I tell you, congratulations on your success, young man.
Thank
you.
you.
Hold your head up, all right? You guys have had a most magnificent season.
Thank
And
you.
did a great job out there today.
Appreciate
so you
it.
just hold your head up, okay?
Thank
and
you,
ladies
ma'am.
and gentlemen, Duval, you the one, all
Thank
right?
you, ma'am.
keep it going. We got another season, okay?
I appreciate
Take
it.
care and much continued success to you and the entire team.
Thank you, ma'am.
Duval, you the one.
Congratulations on your
Okay?
success, young man.
Thank
you.
you.
Hold your head up, all right?
Play it
You
one more
guys have had
time.
a most magnificent season.
Thank
And you
you.
did a great job out there today.
Appreciate
so you
it.
just hold your head up, okay?
Thank
and
you,
ladies
ma'am.
and gentlemen, Duval, you the one, all right?
Just a sweet lady, you know, keeping it real with Liam Cohen. You know, it's a good season. No one expected the Jags to be this good. Not even Gale, if we're being honest with ourselves. So she was keeping it real, trying to be nice. Keep your head up high, Liam Cohen. The season's not a failure. We love you in Jacksonville. I'm going to keep the music stopped for a second. I want to create this take. So here's the thing. I would love Steelers Bears. That would be crazy. What a matchup that would be. And we're back from commercial too, so I got to be quick. There have been two responses to that. The response of, oh, that's sweet. What a nice reporter / lady. That's really sweet. Good for her. Good for Liam Cohen. The human response. The adverse of it was, that's not journalism. How could you do that? You're taking time away from journalists, from really important questions, such as, why did you lose the game? We are all sports fans, different sports alike, whatever. All football fans, of course, but different sports alike, regardless of what sport you follow. You have heard kickoff, by the way, in Steelers. I'll be kind of commentating as I kind of elucidate my points here. All fans of different sports. We've heard countless ridiculous ass questions. For example, any question that's been asked to Kurt Signetti over the past 3 weeks. I don't even watch college football and I've heard about this. They ask him, so Kurt, how are you going to overcome Indiana's lack of legacy? How are you going to overcome, how is the Indiana program going to overcome Georgia or whoever the hell they play, despite the fact that Georgia has all this tenure and this accomplishments and history? How are they going to do it? The point is that reporters ask stupid ass questions all the time, okay? And here were some tweets that I pulled out specifically for this stream to discuss this. That's right, I said I was prepared for this one. CJ Stroud drops back, clean pocket, finds Nico Collins, who is back for about 4 yards. We're going to get 2nd and 5. Here were some responses from real reporters, and I want to read their names here in case they ever hit it big, which they won't. Brooke Pryor from ESPN, I want to say, look, it's kind of a sentiment, but it's not the job of the reporter to console the coach in a post-game press conference. Pressers are to ask questions to gain a better understanding of what happened or figure out what's next, and in a limited amount of time. Fair criticism, maybe, but I don't care for it. Michael Eaves, don't know where he works. 1, this is inappropriate in a particular working environment. I don't care to read the rest of his tweet. You get it. Tashawn Reed, I promise the last thing we need is more reporters acting like fans. Chick Hernandez, which from Cars? Chick Hernandez, not sure how that credential was given out. One more, Jamel Hill. This can't be a reporter, because if so, I would not use the term awesome. She's of course, in response to Adam Schefter calling it an awesome, heartwarming moment. Here's what I have to say to that. Screw every journalist that thinks like that. I recognize that that's not the most professional thing. And if you want to make the argument, 3rd and 1 for the Texans, by the way, Woody Marks barely gets it. First down, Houston. If you want to make the argument that that clip was patronizing, you can make the argument. Clearly, that's not how Liam Cohen took it, though. What drives me up the wall is the response, the overwhelming response from the reporter and journalist side of it is quintessentially why I am not a journalism major. The self-righteous self-importance of journalists within sports, but usually outside of sports. And Pat McAfee, who I'll watch some clips every now and again, put it well by saying a lot of reporters are using sports as a crutch, as a way to boost their career. Woody Marks goes about 4 yards. The Texans offense has been so lame today, other than that one deep pass. Whatever. A lot of reporters that are trying to go for more important issues that can't talk about the news, that can't hack it with CNN or any of those news cycles, go to sports because it's a way to advance your career through something a little more focused and granular. The self-importance in the journalism industry needs to be studied, because I don't care what side of the political spectrum or what side of the football spectrum you're on, everyone can acknowledge in one way or another that reporters, media, journalists have agendas, and a lot of times those agendas influence people's opinions in a negative way. Second down goes, 3 yards for the Texans, and a little wide receiver screen. We're going to get 3rd and 3. The self-importance drives me up the wall. It pisses me off, dude. This is not textbook journalism. Walter Cronkite would never. We got Eric here. Let's go. Right in the middle of this rant. Walter Cronkite, Mike Tirico, all these historic reporters would never do such a thing. Where's the professionalism? How dare you say something nice to another human being? Nothing drives me more mad than the self-importance. I know I've said it like 100 times now, but of reporters. First down Texans, finally something interesting. Jaden Higgins, big play. They're fighting over the ball. Might be a pick. Who knows? They're calling it a first down. That was actually Xavier Hutchinson. My bad. So that's my stance on it. I'm very annoyed that journalists are coming out and throwing the book at this reporter who who was it? I think it was Otis, who said she didn't have credentials, or Jacksonville Press had never heard of her. Who gives a shit? Who cares, man? Who the hell cares? That stuff drives me up the wall. It makes me really frustrated to know that somewhere out there are reporters who assume that this is way too serious. At the end of the day, it's just sports. It's just sports. It's flea flicker. Hold on. CJ Stroud. Fuck, he fumbled. Steelers ball. What the hell? Steelers ball. Why do teams keep trying flea flickers? Steelers ball. So that's my mini rant on that. I hate how journalists try and usurp the whole idea that sports is this ever important microcosm of society. It's dudes running around in colored shirts hitting each other. Just because there's a lot of money and a lot of attention in it doesn't make it more important than it is. It's just sports. Let's leave it fun. More reporters should be more candid with athletes and coaches, because coaches have been so conditioned to answer with this coach speak. We've all seen these boring ass interviews where it's like, yep, team's got to be better. Like, watch any interview or any press conference, and it's like the most boring shit ever. And it's like, well, the journalists have to dig deep to the real issues. The amount of stupid questions I have heard reporters ask people, unheard of. It's not even like human function at this point. So, all right. I think I've made my point. TLDR, I'm annoyed about the reporter response to a woman being, whether or not she had credentials or not, a woman being kind to Liam Cohen and the Jacksonville Jaguars. News and sports are not meant to divide people. I hate when outsiders try and do that. It would be the same thing as if when Aisha Curry was in that conference finals press conference, yawning and smiling, if all the reporters would be like, why the hell is there a baby here? We got to dig to the real questions. For example, why did you win? What went into you scoring points? Made my points. All right. Here we go. All right. Love the lady you can hear. She cares. Steelers, Bears in the Super Bowl only for Rodgers to show that he still owns the Bears. That would be funny. I don't get that your school sucks historically. You'll compete with big name schools. How he wins, Google him. Yeah, amen. There's a big problem with sports journalism when they look for reactions instead of actual news. Everyone's trying to chase Allen Iverson's practice speech and hoping that player. Yeah, no, seriously, hoping that the player does their job for him and gives them the sound bite. just get so disingenuous. Look at the Athletic beat reporter on it. They're mad. Yeah, I know. It's bullshit. It's like, dude, it's just like, you know, like, we got Eric here. Yeah, failboat trick play. That was crazy. That was wild. What if a baddie's a journalism major? Look, I was a journalism major. I get it. But I specifically, and this cuts deep, because when I went to journalism school, and I've told people, I think Muhammad, people I like know this, when I went to journalism school, I would write about sports because I didn't want to talk about whatever bullshit politics was happening at the time at my school. I went to a very liberal school, and whether, like, you know, that's not the point, but the point is that it was a very contentious environment. And the idea with it was, if you don't talk about the big issue, you don't know how to find the story, and that's horseshit. Like, there's so much, like, big stories. The Rizzler gets more clicks than most, like, world conflicts. Like, you know what I mean? Like, like, people know more about the Costco guys than they do about domestic policy. Don't tell me that there are issues more important than others. In the current media landscape, people watch what they're gonna fucking watch. So I agree. Journalism majors, not all of them. Look, I was a journalism major, finished with film, which again, score. But all I'm saying, journalists are self-important pricks sometimes. They're down 3 in the first. That's why. Why would they run a trick play? Yeah, they're down 3. Texans are, I don't even know what they're doing at this point. That trick play was so funny. Sports journalism really isn't that important. I hate they interview baseball players while they're playing. No one cares about their dumb interview. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Or when Justin Herbert was trying to celebrate with his team, and Carissa Thompson was like, "Hey, can I like ask you a question?" Again, it's a case by case basis, because there is an obligation for players to talk to reporters. That's just in their contract. That's how it's supposed to go. But I just don't like when reporters band together like as if it's one big team, one big club of individuals who are better than everyone else because they learned how to write notes down on a notepad. I'm glad this game's boring, because I have so much to say about this journalism rant. Journalism school is hilarious. I don't know if anybody else here has partaken in Aaron Rodgers' deep ball, finds DK Metcalf, who caught it. Nope, dropped it. Bad drop by DK Metcalf there. He was wide open. Damn. Nice pass by Raj, though. But no, and you meet these the problem is journalism types are so rigid in their thinking. I have met people who I have been instructed by people that are industry professionals that genuinely tell you to bring a pen and paper wherever you go in case the audio recording on your phone doesn't work. I recognize that there's a purpose to that, and once in a million times, taking notes on a pen and paper will be an advantage. But it just goes to show that there's this very rigid thinking around journalism where it's like, you have to do it like this, this, and this, and then you got to get the source, and then you got to like go through the press, like as if we're writing for the damn newspaper. It's like, newsflash, the news is dead. The news has changed. Like, I don't know if you heard or not, but the newspapers are dead. Steelers go 3 and out. They're going to punt. Like, I don't know if you heard or not, but no one reads the paper anymore. In fact, most people don't even follow the news because it's depressing. Keep divisive journalism out of sports. That's it. Hun, I wanted to ask thoughts on the decline of journalism media. Yeah, seriously. Yeah, I've definitely elucidated that. Please upload this as YouTube short, switching between the rant and the commentary was peak. I'll take it. I'll put it on Super Hot Hunnaball. I remember when the Twins lost, a player muffled it back to an interview, asked him what happened. He said, "I dropped the ball. What else do you think happened?" That was a fun interview. Yeah, totally. And there's been many of those moments. And and like I say, each of them is a case by case basis. Another example, Manny Machado. They asked him, they're like, "Was this season what do you think of this season? Was it a failure, success? What do you think?" And he was like, "What do you think, Dick?" And it's like, "All right, Manny Machado," like for the San Diego Padres, it's like, "Relax, buddy. The guy's just doing his job." It's a case by case basis. But yeah. I think reporters expect too much out of athletes, and they specifically think too much of themselves. There's a lot of ego that comes in reporting. So, yeah, that's my take. Feels disingenuous when a team or player lose their grilled and forced to ask these lame questions. Giannis is constantly being flamed about why the Bucks haven't been in the finals since 2020. Yeah, seriously. Giannis, was this season a failure? Are you considering just giving up on ever trying on anything ever again? And then Giannis goes on this rant, there's no failure in sports. And then we get Stephen A on TV being like, "Well, here's what I think." And it's like, dude, like, just as a slippery slope. I'm turning the music back on. But yeah, so there you go. That's my mini rant. Because I hope that was more entertaining than the 3-0 first quarter Steelers Texans, which is now over. Dumb journalist led to "we let him off the hook" meltdown. Yeah, no, yeah, I bet. They are who we thought they were. and we let him off the hook. What a moment that was. And like, again, I'm all for report. Listen, I think both of these statements can be true. I think not both these statements. I think reporters in general need to be more emotional. And I recognize the argument that journalists can't be fans. They should be objective. I get that part. But look, I was going to make a video about my perfect broadcast, and in it, here's my idea. Have a like network where there's clearly like fans of a team calling the game. What's the harm of that? The world's not going to explode if Rich Eisen commentates a Jets game. Or Greg Olson commentates a Panthers game or whatever. What team did Greg Olson start his career with? I know it wasn't the Panthers. I forget Bears. The world's not going to explode if a commentator has a little bit of bias. Who does not love the Hornets commentator? He's gotten some NFL games, by the way. The Charlotte Hornets commentator who has like an aneurysm anytime a 3 goes in. Who doesn't love that? Like, sports are supposed to be fun. Like, I hate people acting like they're too good to be subjective. It's like, I'm a Giants fan, and we can still talk about the damn game. You can still be objective. But yeah, I might be inclined to hate the Broncos. I might be inclined to think the Eagles suck. Doesn't make any of this less credible. Like, you know, and that goes for all of us, because in a way, we're all kind of journalists in a way. We all check the news. We all share ideas. We all, you know, spread the word about stuff. And that's the thing. This whole idea that you have to go to school and learn for 4 years how to be a journalist. You know what I learned in journalism school? Jack shit. Jack shit, to be honest with you. Jack shit. Journalists say the dumbest stuff sometimes. I've had the privilege. I've met some cool reporters. Some of them have been really, really nice dudes. Just, you could tell, though, they learned how to be journalists back in the 70s and 80s, back when there was the newspaper and like local TV and cable and minutes and all that stuff. Back before the iPhone, before Twitter, before YouTube, before Hunnaball live streams. And they just have refused to adapt. So yeah. And this could very easily sequence into Stephen A. sucks, but that's a whole nother rant for a different day. We all know Stephen A. sucks, but that's my take. Sidebar, nothing like a Hunter rant during a slow game. Next commercial break, you should leave and listen to Oscar Winning Tears. It's also a rave, Trust. All right, I'll check it out. Oh, I think I heard that today. I listened to it today. Good song. I liked it. Thankfully, Stephen A. exists. Diamond in the rough. Yeah, there you go. It's a montage of dumb interview questions. Yeah, we should check that out at halftime. Nothing like Hunter rant. Sidebar, Seattle versus San Francisco on Saturday is a bunch of bullshit too. 2 weeks of rest for Seattle. They throw a short week to the broken Niners to go play in Seattle. That's tough. At least it's not a long flight. Bad snap! Throw it away, Stroud! Oh, he did. 3rd and 2. Damn, that was a quick quarter commercial break. Damn, all right. Already 3rd down for the Texans. This game is slow as I was going to say molasses, but that would be a disservice to molasses. Paul Allen. Let's see Paul Allen's question. Everyone knows him for this. This isn't Detroit. This is the Super Bowl bit after Favre threw the pick in 2009. Yeah, no, exactly. The passion. Paul Allen's the reason we need team-specific broadcast. Rip the GOAT. Hunnaball Live is my favorite news. Thanks, James. Appreciate that. Again, drop a like if you haven't already. We're watching Steelers-Texans. 3rd and 3. Stroud rolling out to his weak side, but it worked. Christian Kirk. First down. We're Christian Kirk. I'm standing up. We are Christian Kirk. All right. Yes. I'm wearing gloves today for the bit. It's also a feeling of immunity from criticism, investigating into things wrong with society or the league, but they can't put their character on the line and criticize their opinions and belief. Exactly. It's like, hey, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just here telling you completely skewed and agenda-filled information. Don't shoot the messenger. Don't hold me accountable. I'm just a man with opinions. Sucks, man. Nothing hates no one hates. Society doesn't hate anything more than a person who can't be accountable. Well, maybe this Texans offense. Stroud goes incomplete. That was that was a throwaway at best. The Steelers are locking down Houston. I mean, damn it. I really thought I could George Costanza this game and figure no one, like, there's going to be a lot of points because, you know, everyone assumes it's going to be low scoring. I was wrong. 3-0 through a quarter. Stephen A is the best when taken on seriously. Totally. Second take with Hannah. Yeah, exactly. Totally. So I mean, watching Stephen A satirically is like the best. That's what I mean. And the truth is that's like the future of journalism. And journalist types hate it. Hate it. There are so many journalists. CJ Stroud steps up and finds Nico Collins. Yep. Nico Collins. First down over the middle. God, every completion just feels like such a grind. but whatever. But yeah, that's the thing. I'm glad we can just turn this into a big dialogue because this game sucks. But no, I think the future of sports media, kind of what I got into with my Players podcast video, but not really. With the future of sports media is just much more casual. Like, we all, like, everybody observes different stuff. But, like, I get more enjoyment out of watching people ranking, like, 2010's running backs, doing, like, a keep drop list, more so than Woody Marks 7 yards? Yeah. I get, for 2nd and 3 for the Texans. Slow methodical drive, but they're almost in its Steelers territory. Good first down play, though. 2nd and 4. What I was saying was, it's leaning more towards casual viewing. Right, so I get more enjoyment watching a short of people being like, keep cut 2010 running backs. More so than reading an article. Who the hell reads articles anymore? Maybe some people. But in order for an article to be worth its weight in 2026, the big 2026, it has to be like new information is being revealed. No one reads an article about the game that happened last night. It's not like Gramps is sitting over a bowl of cereal and a cup of black coffee reading the New York Times, like, physically. Like, you know what I mean? So it's an industry that's getting aged out, and just it's going down with a fight. It's going down with a fight. So just to bookend this rant, all the reporters that came out of the woodwork calling a person being nice to another human being unprofessional not only don't understand journalism, but are dinosaurs that are already being aged out of their own field by people like me who are making it their own way. 3rd and 2. What do you got, Stroud? It dropped, hit the ground, incomplete. Oh, they caught it? That counts? That for sure hit the ground. What? Okay, move the sticks. Let's see. Wait a minute. Oh, damn. I guess I was wrong. Something journalists never say, by the way. I guess I was wrong. Dalton Schultz, first down, almost into Steelers territory. I'm old, I read articles. Maybe I spoke too soon there. But you know what I mean? But I feel like the nature of an article has changed a lot over the past, like, 20 years-ish. Whereas, like, you know, they definitely get less clicks objectively. Like, I'll read an article, like, if The Athletic does something, I'll check that out, because it's very detailed, new information is being revealed, like the Woody Johnson Athletic expose. That's a good read, but not a lot of people read anymore. That's the truth. We all vote in Stephen A for president. Stephen A all the way. Respect Eric. What's the age? 50. Hell yeah. See, we got age. But again, Eric may be old school, but I don't think Eric's sitting there like, how dare this reporter be nice to Liam Cohen? That's what I mean. It's all good reading articles. I'm talking about the people that, you know, built their careers. Is that Nick Chubb? Well, speaking of dinosaurs, Nick Chubb, first down into Steelers territory. But the people that built their career on article writing are, you know, that's not a fun place to be right now. I think we can all agree on that. I didn't really comment on this too much. I do agree. Seahawks Niners probably should be a Sunday game. The problem is that the Niners specifically need more rest than anyone. But the problem is they already screwed themselves by making the Texans Steelers game on Monday. So now they have to give the winner of this game a late game. And Seahawks 49ers has to be a prime time game. So I'm assuming that's the whole idea there. But I do agree. Team by team basis, the Niners got screwed. Still though, again, a lot of Niners fans that I've talked to are down in the dumps, not really too excited for this next week. I think they have a pretty good chance. I think the spread's 7 points. I think they have a pretty good chance. I think Sam Darnold's had a much better season. He's improved. But at the same time, I just refuse to believe that he is just a set and forget quarterback in the playoffs. I will die on this hill until he wins a Super Bowl. Until Sam Darnold wins a Super Bowl, I'm still going to think there's a chance that he chokes in the playoffs and the lights get too bright. Hand off to Woody Marks. Going outside. He's loose. Woody Marks. Down, I think, around the 14. The Texans are moving the football. Let's go. Finally, right as the journalism rant ends, the Texans are in the red zone. Come on. Let's go. That last one stung against Seattle. No doubt, but look, anytime you play a team 3 times, anything could happen. Crazy things in real journalism happens, like Pablo Torre, they get clowned for snitching and stuff. Oh yeah, and the NBA does nothing. That's all. I'll call that quality journalism. Pablo's awesome. Pablo Torre exposing the Kawhi Leonard thing, and the NBA just being like, I mean, what? The NBA's response was more or less just like, I mean, what do you want us to do about it? It's like Adam Silver does have a spine. We've said that many times on this channel, but yes, Adam Silver's a spineless jellyfish who has his greasy mitts all over the Luka trade. I lost all respect for the Athletic after Diana Rossini called all Vikings fans terrible for disagreeing with her take that Rodgers was coming to the Vikings. She even said she feared for her life. That's what I mean. You know what it is? Like, genuinely, it's journalists living vicariously through athletes, because I think we can all agree, more or less, I feel like being an athlete, take out the body concerns, more or less is the American dream at this point, right? Being an athlete seems like the coolest thing ever. You get paid like insane amounts of money to play a sport and be super famous, like Josh Allen. Who has a better life than Josh Allen? Honestly. Dude's a stud. Dude's gonna be a billionaire by the time he retires. Dude's married to Haley Steinfeld. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's a sick life. And I feel like a lot of journalists are like, well, what about me? Did we forget that I'm here too, guys? And that's, you know, where it comes in, that again, the self-importance. NBA, god-awful sport. Now it hasn't been good since the early mid-90s. Yeah, after The Last Dance, the whole thing went up in flames. I think, you know, I heard a joke. Adam Richman made this, who's not really a sports guy, but he has a funny YouTube channel. He made a joke. He said, if David Stern was NBA commissioner, Pablo Torre would already be dead and buried. Like, I feel like David Stern did a lot of shady shit, and now the NBA is trying to overcorrect by being this, like, white bread, like nothing changes kind of league. And Adam Silver, if you can't afford the games, hello, just watch highlights. I couldn't even imagine. It's such a rival against the Seahawks. They don't want to get spanked again now with George K out. Poor George Kittle, man. I don't want to say his career's over, but him missing next year, I think that's going to be what, his age 34 season coming back. That was a total guess. I gotta look this up now. Where is it? George. Let's see. Oh my god. Where is it? Oh my god. I misspelled it. Thanks, gloves. There it is. George Kittle. He is... I'm sure someone already knows this. He's 32. I had it. He's 32, born in October, which means if he misses all of next season, he will be coming back for his age 34 season off a torn Achilles. Not a good place to be in if you're George Kittle. I cannot believe I nailed that. Let's see. I bet Kittle retires. I hope not, but he isn't young. That's a horrible injury at this point. Oh, seriously, sports need to be cheaper. Completely agree. Oh, she was literally painting a narrative the entire offseason that Rodgers was the only way JJM would never be good. Who knows if Nine will be good, but drawing and forcing that narrative is disgusting. Completely agree. Agendas, man. Christian Kirk's open. There it is. Touchdown! Houston Texans. There it is. This game actually might be kind of interesting. There we go. How do you like that? Touchdown, Houston Texans. Christian Kirk in for 6. I've said it before. I will say it again. We're Christian Kirk. Sports. But I do agree. That's the worst possible outcome. A torn Achilles in the playoffs. It doesn't get much worse than that for a 32-year-old tight end. Especially a guy who's been known to put his body on the line. George Kittle, I think that's fair to say. Hell, if Stern was still alive, Scary Terry and Billups would be nowhere close to the FBI. I'd still be running that shit. Yeah. No, seriously. Did you also hear about electromagnetic fields are chasing the Niners' injuries by degrading tendons and stuff? It's a crazy article, but a lot of tinfoil hat stuff. I did not hear about that. What? Yeah, neither did Eric. Yeah, what? Electromagnetic fields. I thought it was just... I may or may not have read somewhere that the Niners medical staff just isn't that great. But both could be true, I guess. That's some contrails or chemicals conspiracy craziness. Yeah, I've never heard of it. But hey, I'll look it up. We're on commercial break right now anyway. Finally, though, a touchdown. Christian Kirk. All right. Let's see this. This is going to be a weird Google. I can feel it. Electro. Oh my God, that came up quick. Okay, wait a minute. Let's go to the film room. we somehow Reddit has returned. On to something. 49ers players now bring up the viral electrical substation / Levi Stadium conspiracy theory. Maybe it's just because they have to play the Hawks. Okay, so it's a Barstool edit. People looking for any reason to blame. Okay, so, but what does the actual article say? On to something. Yeah, that's always a fun way to start the article title. On to something. 40. I don't love Barstool, but at least they don't take themselves too seriously. 49ers players are now bringing up the viral Levi Stadium after George Kittle. Yeah. So it's been going viral for a couple days now. People talking about power plants being next to Levi Stadium. That's the reason 49ers are the most hurt team in the history of sports. Low-frequency electromagnetic fields could degrade collagen, weaken tendons, and cause soft tissue damage at levels regulators call safe. We have a real-world case study proving this. An NFL team whose practice facility sits next to a massive electrical substation. Wow. Even Kendrick Bourne playing into it. What did he say? Great, now I gotta pause the Sonic music.
Yeah, what is it about this team that you guys don't lay over and you guys keep fighting?
Yeah, it's that power plant. No, I'm just playing. I don't know, but
okay.
It just sucks. It just sucks. But
so he has heard about it.
Job of just it's working every day.
There's a bullshit. Eric's calling bullshit.
But we just got to hold it down.
I mean, apparently Kendrick Bourne had some jokes about it as well. You have to Barstool to be some stupid ass. Well, apparently this has been a growing theory and data. There's numbers behind this. I'm dumb when it comes to that sort of stuff. I can't tell you about the level of theory post. All right, let's go to the tweet then. Let's go to Peter Cohen. Sunlight is life. All right, so this guy's definitely got some kooky takes. Whatever. Okay, so it's a thread. I love when tweets are like thread and they put the emoji because if we don't like whatever. San Francisco 49ers statistically most injured team in the NFL for the last decade. I thought that was because of MetLife Stadium. So I've heard that. Since moving to Levi Stadium, top 5, yeah, 7 to 10 full Achilles patella ruptures, 40 plus major hamstring tears. None of the usual explanations: turf, scheme, bad luck, hold up. Only one variable is unique. The players know it in their guts. In early 2025, retired guard John Feliciano let it slip. Players have joked around about there being an electrical substation right next to the practice field, and that's led to Niners injury problems. Is that a direct quote? Who knows? I'm not going to inquire further. With a Gauss meter at 11 a.m. on Monday, we read 8.5 milligauss, whatever that means. Again, this is all like I'm not an energy guy. I do think nuclear energy's sick. Aaron Rodgers checked down to MVS. Jonnu Smith. Who else lost a yard? Only the Steelers. Okay, so it read 8.5 plus milligauss, the far edge of the fields, inside the facilities, potentially 10 to 25 mg, spiking higher during peak grid demand. Chronic ELF exposure is degrading collagen integrity in players' tendons, ligaments, and muscle tendon injuries. Why hasn't anyone investigated? If the Niners asked PG&E or any engineer that you hear, it's perfectly safe. Federal guidelines only recognize harm from ENFs when it causes measurable heating. Play action, Aaron Rodgers throws it away. That's a clear intentional grounding. They threw a flag for roughing the passer, bro. That's intentional grounding, dog. What are we? Miko's pissed. Part 1 of the 4 sunlights. Okay, so this guy's clearly off his rocker a little bit. Cold War split. This is way out of my scope. I'm not. This graphic is way out of my scope. We're talking about Cold War Soviet Russia. Yeah. Who even know? Prevent tissue heating, immediate harm. Yeah. Again, this could all just be made up mumbo jumbo, but that's the theory. Now we're all caught up. What are you guys saying? Oh, bullshit. Get out of here. I don't buy any of that shit. Leave it at the Barstool. Yeah. Well, now we know, I guess. Back to the game, I guess. Jeez. Thanks, Peter. Thanks, Petey. All right. What are they called? They called grounding. Good. Justice has been served. All right. You tell you in Iraq, we didn't walk in front of a VSAT dish. You could feel your skin warm up after 15 seconds. Well, then there you go. The proof is in the pudding. Kenneth Gainwell checked down on 3rd and long. Doesn't get enough, but still a fun play. So we're going to get a Steelers punt. It's a tinfoil hat funny thing. I mean, Look, Eric just said in Iraq, which, you know, I'm assuming you're in there for your service. So thanks for that, Eric. Thank you for your service. But unless you were going to Iraq on vacation, some people do that, I think. But yeah, I don't know. Shoot, it's a funny theory. I mean, listen, it's classic causation versus correlation. What I will say is the Niners do get hurt a lot. That's an objective fact. So there you go. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Good punt by the Steelers. Little fight breaking out. Jaden Higgins, not really. Ben Skoranek gets shoved a couple of times. Whatever. There we go. I guess now we know. Steelers Nation. I was in Signals Intelligence and we had a comm VSAT dish at our side. It was gnarly. You could feel it in your fillings. Yeah, I'm an Army Iraq war veteran. Well, again, thank you for your service, Eric. Damn. So then why are you so quick to call BS? Like, it sounds like you agree with it in theory. So I'm just curious why you disagree. I always just assumed their medical staff sucked, but I could be wrong. I feel like I got to make a short about this now. Did you guys hear the 49ers work out next to an electrical power plant, and that's why they always get hurt? That's why George Kittle got hurt in a road game. Again, yeah, I feel like a lot of the injuries happen like on the road, so I guess working out there in general. What I will say, though, what I will say, if there is an even just slight chance, I know practice facilities are important and expensive. If there's a slight chance that this has any weight to it, just move. Like, just move. Like, you know what I mean? Like, NorCal's got plenty of space, plenty of land. I feel like you could just not build it next to an electrical power plant. I'm not saying it's true or not. I'm just saying it feels like a very preventable issue for a multi-billion dollar company organization, Silicon Valley. Have them train at the Apple headquarters. I don't know. This game is it feels like it's the feels like death of feeling like death. 7-3. At least we got a Christian Kirk tub. Yeah, but that was right in front of the high-powered dish, not through multiple layers of concrete in the vicinity. I'm struggling now. Apparently, so are the Niners. Damn. Okay, so it has to be much more intensive for it to actually like make a difference. I guess that makes sense. I would assume. I mean, again, I'm taking with what was his name? Eric. What was this fella's name? Peter. I'm not going to take too much of his word as law. Board certified clinician, circadian science plus photobiology plus biophysics. So a jack of all trades here. An EMF consultant. Dude, I love doctors, man. I gotta understand any of this. DM's open. Should we DM him and ask him if he's full of shit? Followed by Frank Michael Smith. I think Frank Michael Smith made a short about this. Media inquiries. The 49ers EMF injury history. DM is open. Email. Okay, if someone can draft up an email for this guy, I'll shoot him an email. I will shoot him an email and read it on stream. Oh, I realized that I'm not even... oh wait, it's still up here. Nice. I didn't even change the tab. But yeah, if you guys think it's worth it, I'll shoot him an email and just saying like, what's the deal? what's the deal, Peter? Because I have heard this. What are you guys talking about? We're not talking about Steelers Texans, that's for sure. John, you didn't hear? Listen, okay, wait, wrong one. Film room, Mac Jones. So, in case you didn't hear, the 49 TLDR, in short, the 49ers practice facility and stadium is right next to a low-frequency electromagnetic field, aka a electrical plant, power plant, something like that. Electrical power plant, electrical substation, it's called. And apparently that's why the 49ers get so hurt. Just GPT it, who cares? Yeah, honestly, yeah. I'll have ChatGPT draft. Is that a fumble? Is that Steelers football? Damn it, Peter. That's another Texans turnover. Steelers football. What the hell? Did they botch the snap? What happened? I'm so scared of this Texans defense. I need any of the Steelers to pull this out. I don't blame you. Welcome, Mahi. Welcome, John. We're streaming another game. That's a clear fumble. Okay, so he didn't botch the snap. He just coughed it up. David Andrews has the reaction time of a sloth. And I think TJ Watt fell on that. Or was that Highsmith? Oh, no, he did botch the snap. It was a double. He botched the snap and then fumbled it on the throw. Golly, bro. The Texans are not. That's the dumbest shit I've heard in my life. All right, so John's out on the nuclear power or the electrical substack theory. Peter Cowan, Sunlight is Life, apparently disagrees with you. But this is the Life is Bizarre. Hope I don't get. This guy's kooky as hell. I don't get stuck at some endless inception-like loop for posting this post about my trending post. Peter Cowan, trending on Twitter, pitched to Kenneth Gainwell. He was tackled by DK Metcalf. So there it is, along with Jalen Petrie, who's making the Guardian cap look sick again. He's bringing it back. Whoa, Jake Andrews. Okay, my bad. David Andrews is Pat's legend. My bad. That's just, honestly, if I get a name wrong, I feel like we just kind of have to take that on the chin. Like, I'll see Andrews and just like take a guess. Who is he? You haven't heard? Peter Cowan? You haven't heard of him? He's a board certified clinician in circadian science, photobiology, and biophysics. He does one-on-one coaching. He consults for EMFs, electromagnetic field. That's my guess. I'm assuming it's not like elephant motherfucker. I don't know what EMF stands for. I'm assuming electromagnetic fields. He's also the creator of Sunlight is Life. His DMs are open and his email is also open. I think I'm going to shoot him an email after the stream and just ask him like, hey man, I heard this. Just want to see your take on it. I'm sure he's getting flooded. Okay, so he's got a link tree as well. He's got a Substack. He has a story. He piano music. This guy has lived a full life. So there you go. That's Pete. Steelers football. I should change back. Steelers football. Here we go. The truth, lols. It's all fun and good. The Cardinals have 28 injured players, 9 out of 13. Stop playing with me, Peter. There you go, Mohammed. Oh, Raj jumped past to Kenneth Gainwell, who got lucky. His matchup, toe, fell down. So we're going to get 4th and 2 for the Steelers. I feel like you kick this, right? Probably. I don't know, honestly. 7-6. Is that a good score for the Steelers? I don't know. I can write him an email and get him to respond. All right, Mohammed, if you want to do that, why not? Shoot. Mohammed, if you want to, I feel like you'll write him a fiery one, so maybe. The ESPN analytics are telling the Steelers to go for it. Eric, I don't suppose a 50-year-old wants to play in a Madden online franchise, but we're setting one up if you want to join. Yeah, everyone's welcome to join the online franchise. There's no age maximum, no age minimum. My Madden days ended long ago. Lucky you. Honestly, my Madden days ended long ago too, but we're starting the league up. They throw it to Adam Thielen, who gets it. First down, Adam Thielen in the flat. Nice play. I'd go for it here. Mahi called it, and Mahi was right. There it is. There's a Steelers fan just knocking down a Miller Lite. You should have seen him. He went like this. This is full, but let me do it with this. Just full on bird lipping it. Whatever. That's not a professional background. That's a personality disorder. Come on. What? You haven't heard of the industry professional? Come on, you're making a mockery out of Petey. 1st and goal Steelers. What do we got? From the 9-yard line. This is a run. Jalen Warren to the left side. Gets about a yard, maybe 2. Nope, about a yard and a half. TMNT Sippy Cup goes hard. Thank you. Yes, it normally gets keyed out, but yes, the TMNT Shaker Cup. Yeah, I got a protein shake in here. I should drink it. I brought drinks for this stream. Here's the drink lineup with my New York Giants gloves. I got a hydro flask full of water. Got a Diet Coke, which I feel bad about drinking because Coke uses AI advertisement. And then my TMNT Shaker Cup with a protein shake inside. I better put that in the fridge, man. Jonnu Smith in motion on 2nd and goal. Raj rolling to his right. Throws out of the end zone. 3rd and goal. I'll tell you, man. This has been the play. This might just be me just catching up to everyone else. It feels like when the play breaks down, there just isn't like any quarterback that can step up and like finish the job outside of Caleb Williams and maybe Brock Purdy. Like, if the play breaks down, Aaron Rodgers does not have the speed that he used to. That play is dead. If the play breaks down, Jalen Hurts doesn't have it up here that he needs to. Illegal man downfield on the Steelers, but the penalty was declined. We're going to get 3rd and goal from the 8, maybe? Yep, about the 8. Played Madden when Madden was on the cover and still a mainstream commentator. Hell, I was alive when he was still coach. That's awesome. That's badass. That was before everything. That's the thing. It's like, you said earlier, Eric, that you're old, but honestly, that was when shit was fun. That's when stuff was just cool. That was before Ultimate Team microtransactions. That was like when you buy the new Madden, that's like, holy shit, this is like an upgrade. Now it just sucks. Thought my Madden days ended long ago. Turns out they haven't. I was on Ultimate Team earlier today. Damn it. Damn it, Giants fan 10. We're gonna have like 10 bathroom breaks during the stream. I know, I keep cutting. Aaron Rodgers tackled by his own man. 4th and goal Steelers. He tripped over the guard. Great pass rush by the Texans. Danielle Hunter credited with the sack. Aaron Rodgers is pissed. I love when Aaron Rodgers gets mad because it's not always his teammates' fault. You could tell right there. If Aaron Rodgers was 25, he would have broken out of that and scored a touchdown, but he couldn't escape the pocket. To be fair, his offensive line got bull rushed, in particular his center, whose name is McCormick. McCormick more or less got shoved into Aaron Rodgers. That was just an ass whooping, to be honest. It was fun watching Madden, Coach Eric. Oh, I'm sure. I was very young, but I remember seeing it. I played Madden before they had the NFL license. That's great. When competition was still alive. Jarv's here. PS2 is the best console of all time. Fair enough. I'm not going to argue with you. My favorite's the Wii, but that's just my age showing. Fuck, at least they chewed clock. There you go. Mahi's rooting for the Steelers because he does not want to see this Texans defense, and I don't blame him. Best era of gaming for sure. That's what I was saying, man. I feel like I say it every stream now. Back in like the early 2000s, people used to roll, man. It was fun. Technology was like cool, new, and like efficient and effective, but still not like everyone's life. Is that Ashton Kutcher? Ashton Kutcher in a new FX show, The Beauty? All right, there you go. There's something satisfying about playing solo challenges while listening to something in the background, man. Well, as long as you're listening to the Hunnaball stream, we'll take it. PS2 was solid. CJ Stroud didn't do anything special. Welcome to the stream, Hasib. He's a game manager, but you hate Bo Nix for the same thing. Yeah. Look, if the Texans, if the Texans came back down like 3 scores against the Giants this year, I probably would hate the Texans instead of the Broncos. But Bo Nix is a cornball and he's old as hell for an NFL quarterback, so I don't care for him. Wii's better than PS2 according to Giants fan 10. There you go. Watch the Wii playthrough of Tanks. Almost shed it too. That's what I mean, man. That's what I mean. One of my first YouTube videos ever that like I don't think will resurface anytime soon was me playing Smash Bros. Brawl on the Wii. I don't think you guys will ever find it though. Might watch it one day on stream, but until then. Killer Instinct was played in our frat house every day on PS2 and FIFA. Oh man, that's sick. That's sick. 360, Wii, PS2, probably my 3 consoles ever. Yeah, I'm right there with you, Giants fan 10. I didn't have a PS2, but I'm right there with you. I think the Bears are going to go all the way. Pope Leo basically gave them the go-ahead. Yeah, I heard about that. They've got the Pope on their side, so, you know. I don't know, man. The Bills may have Josh Allen, but the Bears have God. So, there you go. Top 3 is 3DS, XL, PS2, and Wii. I guess if I had to rank them, I'd go Wii, 360, and then, not 3DS, the one before that, the DSi or whatever. What was it called? It wasn't the DS, it wasn't the 2DS. It may have been the 3DS. It was like the black one right after it may have been the 3DS. I don't know, it wasn't though. It was black. It like wasn't, there was no 3D element. I think it was DSi, DSX, something like that. It's because, come on, NES is the code. I wish. Because Bo Nix humiliated the Giants, that's why Hunter doesn't like him. That's exactly it. Well, then I also just don't believe in Bo Nix's talent profile. I also don't believe in CJ Stroud's, but, you know. Where is CJ Stroud on the hill? Yeah, he's in the look, he's in the nose ball tier. You can make an argument a lot of those guys don't belong. Chris Boswell field goal up and good. 7-6 in Pittsburgh. 2DS, was it the Game Boy or GameCube? No, I'm looking this up now. I'm looking this up. I'm like pissed. Okay, where is it? Back to the film room. There he is. Okay, Nintendo DS. DS Lite, maybe? It might be the DS Lite. I think it was the DS Lite. Yes. Yes, it was. You can get it on eBay for 89 bucks. This is the one. Yes. This one. This one right here. Yep. What a time it was. I'm not going to sit here and say it's better than game consoles I haven't played. Had some great memories with this one. This one felt like a space tablet. What cool technology. A portable gaming console. Just getting into it. That was before I was critical of everything. What a time that was to be alive. All right. Back to it. Also, if you're just joining us and you're curious about my take on the Jaguars reporter that said nice things to Liam Cohen, I'm in favor, and I pity the fool that disagrees with me. The SP, maybe that was no. Was the gay boy? Someone in Chicago told me the Bears have the chance to win every chance to win next weekend. Why? It's exactly why they don't. Yeah, exactly. As soon as the fan base gets hope, that's when the door shuts on them. DSI Light, that was it, James. You called it. Bears beating the Packers was their Super Bowl. That's true. That's true for sure. Hate both the Rams and the Bears. I'm hoping both teams lose. Wow. Hating the Rams. That's something I've heard a lot. Actually had I'll talk about it later, actually. I may have to, like, you know, be a little more dialed into the Rams. Oh, no. Jalen Noel. Whoa! Nice little recovery. Jalen Noel went horizontally, went completely east on a run, but then cranked it inside and got an extra 4 yards. Ben Skoronek's feeling good. They chirped him. Someone brought a sign. I heart Ben Skoronek. Let's go. PSP was excellent. SNES is the foundation of everything you see now. I don't disagree with that. That's an objective fact. I was robbed of buying a DS Lite for 25 bucks. My friend in history sold it for 65 on eBay over the weekend. Oh, what a dick. I remember when I got mine, my mom and I were on a flight. I think she just wanted me to, like, shut up. So she bought me a DS in the airport, and that was sick. That was sick. I mean, I couldn't imagine a better travel plan. I was flying from California to Atlanta to North Carolina, so hitting the NFC South teams, and I, like, not going into a flight without any plan of doing anything and then just getting a game console just for the hell of it. Can't beat it. So shout out my mom for setting up. Skoronek's a bum. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Only console I had was 360. My dad got it at a yard sale. That's the people's console. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. If I could turn back time, if I could find a way, like share, I would play 360. Christian Kirk, once again, just short of the sticks. We're going to get 3rd and 1 Texans. Had the PS Vita with me on first Iraq deployment. Saved very many boring nights. You know, I got the PS Vita. I couldn't get into it, and I think that's definitely on me. I'm just not a PlayStation guy. I've tried. I've really tried. But I'm Xbox through and through, and I know that that's the wrong team to be on. But as you guys know, I got no issue being a fan of the wrong team, as we all know. There's a baller move on him. My friend Delton, the 100% Lego Star Wars save in elementary. I became mortal enemies with him. One day, I got Lego Star Wars on the DS, and I just sat my ass down and said, I'm beating this game right now. And I beat it in one day, and I was really proud of myself. In fact, I wish I timed myself. It may have been a speed run. I 100%ed it in one day. I was freaking out. I was like, guys, check this out. I beat Lego Star Wars. And it's like, yeah, it's the easiest game ever. Still. Skoronek is a little coach's pet. Can't have a fucking thing. Can't catch a fucking thing. Otis, that's a war crime. It is. Still got the Halo 3 version of my 360. Texans first down, by the way. I think it was a CJ Stroud tush push. Nope. It was a Stover. Eric Stover tush push. No, you're totally an Xbox guy. I'll take that. I can recognize that. Game consoles are honestly boring right now. Yeah, I only play PC games now. It's funny. My PC can... CJ Stroud drops back, finds 87. Who the hell? I don't know the Texans like I thought I did. They finds 87, who's not Dalton Schultz because he wears 86, but gets about 5 yards. Texans are starting... I don't want to say they're running away with it. They're up 1 point, but the Texans offense definitely feels a lot better than the Steelers. I don't think that's much of a hot take with 41 seconds left in the half. But yeah, I can run PC games on the computer that I'm live streaming on, but again, I'm an Xbox guy. I suck on mouse and keyboard. If I could set up my camera to show you guys how I type, I would get flamed in the comments. I type like an idiot, bro. If you guys know that little children's book, Clickety Clack, where it's like cows typing on a typewriter, that's me. I literally type like this, basically. Like, I can't do like the piano type. I can't. I saw someone who had a like keyless, like label-less keyboard where it's just like the keys, no like letters on it, and they were just typing away at it, and I couldn't even wrap my head around that. Can't type. It's one of the biggest blind spots in my life. I chose to play Club Penguin instead of learn how to type at school, and I'll always regret that. P.S. I was like, when am I ever gonna need to type? What a useless skill. I'm not gonna be a typewriter when I'm older. Then I went to journalism school. Xbox is for bros. PS the gamer is a gamer's gamer console, like the Kohima people in the Final Fantasy crowd. I agree with that. PlayStation is for people that, like, you know, actually care about quality. Xbox is, yeah, it's for the bros. Yeah, exactly. I need to get a DS or 3DS, though I have a respectable collection for DS. Madden 08 for the DS, a Pokemon Black. You can use an Xbox controller. I know that, but I just feel like a loser doing it. I just feel like a real square. I would rather just stick to Xbox. Another thing too, when I built my PC, I must have plugged something in wrong. I don't get the frame rate you would expect, and God forbid I upgrade the graphics card nowadays. Jeez. Yeah, as long as you can feel the bumps on the F and J keys, you're good. Labels not needed. Yeah, that's not me. Club Penguin typing properly. That's what I mean. Yeah, what do you know? You have no idea how good Prime Club Penguin was. Pop Tropica, another game that I loved. What a time that was. I say this every stream. I love the idea of someone new coming in here and it's like, we're watching Steelers Texans. It's like, Pop Tropica was really sick. That's, you can't deny. Well, hey, we got, speaking of new people, the Ballpark Franks. What's up, man? TWU. I don't know what that is, but hell yeah. You get an Xbox because your friend has one. Yes, that is why. You get an Xbox to play with people that also have Xboxes. I'm playing Fallout New Vegas again. That shit's always crashing. I'm starting to hate it. Fair enough. Fair enough, Mohammed. Are you playing it on your laptop? Because that makes sense. Pop Tropica is amazing. The time travel Pop Tropica was elite. Oh, yeah. The time travel was elite. The Big Nate Pop Tropica was elite. There was one more. Damn it, there was one more. The Big Nate one was a lot of fun. Time travel one was cool. The superhero one was badass. When you could get superpowers on your Pop Tropica character, that was sick. Welcome, Ballpark Franks. Tyler's here. Man, it's been a while. What's up, Tyler? Hey, we're watching the Steelers game and talking about everything besides the Steelers-Texans game. 2nd and 5, CJ Stroud in shotgun. Bobbles the snap and recovers. Hopefully he doesn't fumble this time. Oh, man. Almost caught by Jalen Noel. Big hit. I think that's Joey Porter. Nope, that was Clark. Not Ryan Clark, but Clark. Yeah. So Stroud kind of got the pass off weird. You would have liked to see Noel catch that, but that was a tough grab. Stroud underthrew it because he ran into his guard, who's just getting straight up bull rushed by the Steelers' defensive line. This game is exactly how most people expected it to go, which is a bummer because it's 7-6. Stroud did get pushed in the face by Cam Hayward. They didn't call it. Stroud's mad at himself. He had him open. Could have been a game-changing touchdown. Just got out of work. Loving the vibes in here. That's right, Tyler. Welcome. Yesterday, we streamed through every game. That's a new thing we're doing. Through the playoffs, we're streaming through the games, not after. What's your take on the decline of journalism media? Seriously. Ballpark Franks is getting thrust with a bunch of questions. I love the Big Nate one. The Greek God one's my favorite of Pop Tropica. That's a class one. Diary of a Wimpy Kid was fun. Winter Wonderland. I failed the typing class in school because I broke my hand playing football. My teacher refused to let me slide. That sucks. That sucks. Sounds like your coach refused to let you slide too if you broke your hand. Zombie one was my favorite. I don't remember playing that one. Did you hear New Vegas getting remastered? I did not. I'm assuming you're talking to Muhammad, but still. You got to catch it. I'm sorry. There goes John. It's a tough grab, but it's Jalen Noel, for God's sake. You know, if that was Nico Collins, you got to catch that. If that was AJ Brown, you for sure have to catch that. But Jalen Noel, I'm not freaking out. Steelers have yet to get a third down. Texans have been ultra efficient, going 6 for 7 on third down. Yes, just got to work loving the vibes. Yes, I did. Hope it's a true remaster instead of a half-ass version. Not 6 to 7. Yeah, no, it's not 6 to 7. First down, Christian Kirk. Let's get a time. I don't know about a timeout here. They got to, come on. Tempo. Did they call a timeout? Looks like they called a timeout because Christian Kirk couldn't go down. So timeout, Texans. They have maybe 2 plays left. 2 plays and 2 plays including a spike. No, 2 plays and a spike. Who knows? Bear's going to try and extend the lead. We will see what happens. As long as it doesn't crash, it looks better. And looks better. There you go. I will say, dream gaming console at this point, frankly, would be a Steam Deck. I don't play enough video games to justify a Steam Deck, but if I knew this game is still on, yeah, the game's still on. If I could afford and had the wherewithal to buy and mod a Steam Deck, that is what I would want to do. Because you can turn that little tablet into anything you want. Surf the internet. You can play old games, play new games. It's got pretty hefty computing power. Imagine running GTA 6 on a Steam Deck. Whew. Stroud and empty. Drops back. He's got time. Step up in the pocket, Stroud. Throws. Oh, no! Damn it! CJ Stroud misses Nico Collins. That's back-to-back nonsense-ass throws from CJ Stroud. Clean pocket, wide open. You gotta hit that. That could have been a touch. That would have been a touchdown. Maybe not a touchdown. That would have been a huge play. Collins would have been down in the red zone. They could have gotten an end zone shot. Damn, you gotta hit that, Stroud. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not an advertised CJ Stroud hater, but damn, he's not having his best game. Steam Deck's so cool, bro. I'm with you on that one. Yeah, seriously. Stroud, what the All right, so Woody Marks dropped it. Incomplete. Damn, that was his chance. Old Fat Music, Jackson Fart is just Daniel Jones with aura. Come on now. You come in here ripping on the Giants? Joke's on you, man. No one rips on the Giants more than me. But welcome to the stream, Old Fat Music. Steam Deck seems so cool. I can't believe none of you mentioned the Dreamcast console. That was top shelf. I didn't play it. It's past my era, but I don't doubt it. I will say Dreamcast has got to be probably the best name out of all the game consoles. Dreamcast. That's got to be such an easy sell. Eric has a Steam Deck and loves it, so there you go. Never played a Sega console, me neither. That went right through Nico's hands. It did, but that was a bad pass, though. You got to put that on him. If he's that open and you're not being pressured, all love. Yeah, see, all love. You see, we got a positive community around here. I like it. And hell, Daniel Jones with aura. I mean, so Daniel Jones. You know what I mean? Like, Altered Beast on Dreamcast was outstanding. I've never heard of Altered Beast. I was raised in a Nintendo household. I hope a Wii household and not a Wii U household. We have PS2. That's sick. I'll always hate society for letting the Dreamcast be a flop. That console was so ahead of its time. I love starting a sentence with, I'll always hate society for X. It's society's fault. But yeah, if you're just stopping by, drop a like if you haven't already. It does not turn into a football. I wish it did. But, you know, you could fact check me on it. Maybe your like button will turn into a football. Tommy Townsend punting. This half is going to end 7-6. I hate this game, but whatever. It's better than Patriots Chargers, but that's really not saying a whole lot. Sick punt by Tommy Townsend. Steelers are going to get maybe 1 second left. Maybe not. That might be the half. I mean, either way, they're going to kneel it out. I hope they just call it a half. They're just going to kneel it. Halftime. Houston receives the second half kickoff. All right. So, glad we're here. All I know about the Dreamcast is that old YouTube video from Swoozy. Oh, Swoozy's such a great YouTuber. Guy makes great stuff. YouTubers like that, him, Jaden Animations, other huge YouTubers like that. I just sit there and just like, damn it, I wish I could draw. I can't draw for jack shit. All right, let's do it. 7-6 in Pittsburgh. That's to the surprise of probably no one. We basically scammed Toys R Us for Nico. Nico looks really vested in this interview. I'm assuming you mean D'Amico, and yeah, I guess so. Wow, I don't know. Yeah. Love the Katamari Damacy, and hey, I don't know about the first one, but NCAA football 07-08, hell yeah. The only NCAAs I played was 14, and then obviously the new CFB, which is such a great game. All right, 7-6 in Pittsburgh. Here's what I had planned for this halftime. No hinge update. D'Amico, yeah, that's what I thought. I just got a little twisted. Yeah, D'Amico. Yeah. The Texans have left so much points on the board today. So many points. All right, here's what I wanted to do. Mac Jones. All right. So this is the film room brought to you by Mac Jones. I want to do something different. We're doing a tier list, but we're not doing Hunna's Hill. I made a coaching vacancies tier list. And if you want to make your own and throw it in the Discord, please feel free. I'll go through them. But I made a coaching vacancies list with each team. How am I going to do a tier list with that? It's simple. NYG, they did not fix the colors. Damn it all. I thought the colors were fixed. Let me fix the colors really quick, just for the look. Just for the look. This is so embarrassing. I was so excited. And they screwed us again. Whatever. Miami is like a aqua. Vegas, we're going gray. Cleveland, obviously orange, because the brown's not an option. Titans, we're going to go with the Oiler blue. All right, then we're changing this. What? There it is. Baltimore, purple. Obviously. I don't know why I'm talking through this. You guys know what colors. All right. All right, we got 11 minutes. Want to do a coaching vacancy. You got a Discord community now. Let me drop the like. Or let me drop the link. Shit. Yeah, drop a like. I'm so used to saying it. Drop a like. Hunna's Hinge. There's no Hinge update other than, I mean, I could text the girl back, asked her how her day's going. She said pretty good. So, you know, here you are. Anyways. Okay, so coaching vacancies tier list. As you can see, I laid out all the major candidates here. As you can see, we got Raheem Morris, Pep, and a bunch of other guys. Myself here as well, Tomater, and everybody else that's potential coaching candidate. So please feel free in the Discord. I could drop the link in the Discord, but if not, you can also just add me on Tier Maker. Not that I'm trying to be an influencer on Tier Maker, but same handle as my YouTube, Hunnaball. All right. So I want to assign coaching tiers now. I'm going to go Giants first because it feels the most obvious. My prediction, who's going to be the next Giants coach? Tomater. No, it's going to be John Harbaugh when I can find him. Where the hell is he? I definitely put him on here. Where? There he is. Hiding from me. John Harbaugh. Let me go into presentation mode. There it is. John Harbaugh going to the Giants. Hell yeah, just joined. Let's go. Brian got to be elite. Got to be elite. Yes. Hunna's hirings. I like it. Hunna's hirings. There we go. Let's see. We got Raheem Morris. Whole gang's here. Miami. Who do I think's going to Miami? Let me pull up my notes, actually. That way I make sure I don't make a mistake here. Who do I think's going to Miami? After much deliberation and thought, I'm going to give the Miami Dolphins. Who else? Clint Kubiak. Why do I... who is this guy? I actually never knew what Clint Kubiak looked like. He's wearing a Vikings polo in this one. I didn't know that that's what he looked like, but that's Clint Kubiak's face for you. My rationale, let me actually explain each of these. John Harbaugh is pretty obvious, pretty slam dunk for the Giants. Whether you agree or not, Joe Schoen has been very aggressively pursuing John Harbaugh in this hiring cycle. I heard it was, I forget what the exact term was, but like very intensive recruiting. Joe Schoen is all in because Joe Schoen cares about nothing more than public opinion, and the public will flame him if he messes this up. John Harbaugh makes the most sense. Why do I think Clint Kubiak's going to Miami? Well, I think Clint Kubiak's going to be a hot coordinator. He's one of the few offensive options in this hiring pool, at least realistic offensive options. And I think Clint Kubiak's a guy that's going to want to run the damn football. And I think Miami, more so than anything, has built a very strong run game with Devon Achane, with Ollie Gordon. Hell, who else is there? There's someone else that got some reps. Jalen Wright out of Tennessee. So they've got a pretty fun backfield, and that's my main rationale with Clint Kubiak. If you're wondering, the odds-on favorite according to Kalshi, which I'm not in any way sponsored by Kalshi and in no way telling you to use this death app, but if you ask Kalshi, let me pull this up really quick. Their odds-on favorite for the Miami coach is... Where is it? Their odds-on favorite is Jeff Hafley, which does make sense because their general manager has ties to Jeff Hafley and the Green Bay Packers in general. The reason I don't see that is because the vibes are bad right now in Green Bay, and I don't think anybody's going to jump the shark to try and hire a Green Bay coordinator. And Gary Kubiak is dead, so Nepo baby hire there. John Harbaugh isn't worth all the hullabaloo. I like that. He's going to get fired before Lamar Jackson fell into his lap. Yeah, potentially. Potentially, but the Giants need culture. We need someone to right the ship culturally. And I think John Harbaugh is the best guy to do that. Did they end up hiring a GM? Yes, Miami did end up hiring a GM. I forget the fellow. I'm blanking on the fellow's name, but he is a Packers background, Packers assistant GM or Packers scout, whatever. That's his name, Jim Tom Sula or whatever. Let me look at Packers new GM. It's like Jim Tom Sula or something. Dolphins new GM. That's the one. Here it is. It is Eric Sullivan. They didn't hire Sula. It's John Eric Sullivan, who has Packer connections. So Jeff Hafley does make sense. I guess I could also put him up here, but I'm actually, yeah, Jeff Hafley. I didn't connect him anywhere else, I don't think. No, I did not. So I guess there is a world where Jeff Hafley, who, what does he look like? I put way too many names on here. There's a possibility Jeff Hafley also gets a job. This is why we're doing the tier list. So there's multiple options here. My vote's going to go to Clint Kubiak, Jeff Hafley, outside shot. Mike got to go to Atlanta or the Browns. I'm actually going to send Atlanta pretty confidently, actually. Where is he? Where the hell is he? Raheem Morris. I put way too many people on here. Art Smith, there he is, but he's not going to go to Atlanta. Damn it, where is Stefanski? There he is. I'm sending Stefanski to Atlanta because much like the Giants, I think Atlanta needs culture more so than anything. I don't think Atlanta's going to go back to the coordinator well after the Raheem Morris thing didn't work. A lot of my rationale on this is if the team failed with a retread, they're going to go coordinator. And if they failed with a coordinator, they're going to go the retread route. Makes sense? So I think with Atlanta, they failed with the Raheem Morris hire. They want to overcorrect, so they're going to get Kevin Stefanski, someone that can get in there, write the culture. Clearly, they have the talent. Clearly, that talent hasn't been coached super well. I don't think it needs to be at this point. I think Kyle Pitts is Kyle Pitts. Bijan Robinson, bunch of studs on that team. And I think they just need a leader more so than anything. Romy, I think Pep would be a great hire. You see, I had to include him. He's an option. Why is Fradiola on there? Same reason McAdoo won 11 games his first year. Yeah, maybe. I'm assuming you mean like to fix the culture. But Ben McAdoo's a different case. God, the Giants have been so terrible since Ben McAdoo, but he definitely wasn't the right man. Stefanski in Atlanta would be beautiful. There you go. All right, Vegas. Who is going to Vegas? Well, this one's for you, Otis. This is probably the best case scenario for the Raiders. I'm going B-Flow. I'm going B-Flow to Vegas. The reason why, once again, I get that Brian Flores technically is a retread. Something about Brian Flores, he, like, just tough, man. Tough, dependable, quality coordinator. You know he's going to do well. Will he win the Raiders a Super Bowl? Probably not. Will he specifically develop Fernando Mendoza into the greatest quarterback ever? Probably not. But the Raiders are such a disaster, man. They cannot afford to miss another head coach, including the coach they're going to hire. I think they have at least 4 quarterbacks on the payroll, coaches on the payroll. So I'm going to go B-Flow. Otis says, let's go. Mahi says the bully Mendoza. Jarvis saying B-Flow to Baltimore. I thought about that. That was my initial pick. I'll just move Baltimore up since you said that. I actually really did consider B-Flow to Baltimore. Made a lot of sense to me. But after looking at the options and realizing that Jesse Minter actually has some Baltimore ties, I'm going Jesse Minter. Strictly because, again, Baltimore ties. I really think you could flip either of these and still like be okay with it. But I'm going to go with this for now. I think Brian Flores is a very high floor hire, and that's why I think Vegas makes it. Back up the Brinks truck and bring in a just true culture, like high floor head coach and succeed. Jesse Minter to the Ravens, again, mainly because he has some Ravens background. In fact, this picture of him was taken when he was working with Baltimore as an assistant head coach. Again, B-Flow very well could happen here, but for the sake of this exercise, I'm going to predict Jesse Minter. If anyone's wondering, by the way, I'm just going to pull up the Kalshi odds just in general. Miami's odds-on favorite is Jeff Hafley. Atlanta's odds-on favorite on Kalshi, which, again, not sponsored by, is Clint Kubiak, followed by Kevin Stefanski. So those are the top 2 options for the ATL. That would be sick. I talked about Clint Kubiak wanting a good run game. Tyler Algier and Bijan Robinson, not a bad place to start either. If I was a team with a rookie quarterback, I would avoid B-Flow, but I'm also a Vikings fan. Hey, Romy, there you go. We got another Vikings fan in here. What's up, man? We also got John Lee. I don't know if he's still in here or not, but we definitely have gotten our adequate Vikings coverage this year, but welcome to the stream, man. Anyway, I don't think Mendoza's anywhere near as soft as Tua. Agreed. Mahi's agreeing with Giants fan 10. He's a goddamn warrior. Could definitely work out. Get Manning for the Giants makes sense. You guys notice I put Eli? You notice I put Eli? I'm also, for the hell of it, I'm throwing myself. There I am into the Giants race. Guys, this is my public announcement. I'm putting my name in the hat. I'm putting my name in the running for next Giants head coach. If they want to hire a true blue pro, right here. So I'm putting myself in for the Giants job as well. Cleveland. Oh, and did I say Baltimore's odds-on favorite is Jesse Minter? I know that already. I think actually. Let me actually double check that. Let me go Baltimore. According to Kalshi, seems like Jesse Minter is the odds-on favorite, followed right by Clint Kubiak. So we'll see. Again, I'm going Jesse Minter because of his ties in Baltimore. Resident KOC doubter here. That's nice. We got multiple. I love when we have multiple fans of one fan base in the chat. It's always fun. More people need to watch the stream. Get Manning to the chat. It just makes sense. I want B-Flow out of the NFC anywhere, but nowhere near Dartman. Yeah, believe me, B-Flow is not going to go to the Giants. I honestly don't think it would be the end of the world, but he's currently suing us, so I don't see it. Cleveland. Who's Cleveland going to bring in? Well, I think it's pretty seriously pretty serious. I'm not sure about this one. Cleveland could go a plethora of ways. But much like the Giants, much like the Raiders, Cleveland needs to restart. They need culture more so than anything. They need a quarterback or a coach that can coach up a quarterback, a coach that has proven track record, a coach that, if we're being honest, probably doesn't have that many options at this stage of his career. A coach that's a bit of a bottom feeder, a coach that I don't have a ton of respect for. I'm sorry, Mike McCarthy to Cleveland. It might not happen. That might be a kind of pie in the sky idea. I'll pull up the odds here according to Kalshi, but again, I'm going Mike McCarthy. They're leaning Mike McDaniel, which would be hilarious, followed by Nathan Skeelhassy, who's not even on this tier list. But yeah, I'm going Mike McCarthy, Iron Mike McCarthy. That's my idea. No, when I say I don't want him anywhere, I mean I don't want him playing against him. That Vikings team was pretty. Oh shit! There you go. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, Kafka didn't want him. Kafka didn't even give him a chance. So yeah, Tennessee. Who's gonna be the next Tennessee head coach? According to Hunnaball, I am gonna pick, and this is also the odds-on favorite, by the way, Matt Nagy. I'll tell you, there are two teams that I had no idea who they were gonna go with: Tennessee and Arizona. I don't know, man. I said the only offensive coach in this cycle is Clint Kubiak. Matt Nagy, also an offensive head coach. It's been a minute since Ann Volix joined one of these streams, but that's our resident Titans fan. And I'm going Matt Nagy. Again, offensive background. At the bare minimum, he can coach up Cam Ward. That might be the bare maximum for Matt Nagy. We saw him in Chicago. He was not that great of a head coach. It does seem like there's a solid shot he's going to get a job. I guess Stefanski's also an offensive guy, kind of, but again, his offense was great this year. I wouldn't exactly call him an offensive powerhouse. Texans Steelers is about to come back too, so we'll finish this out. I'm going Matt Nagy, more of a dart throw than anything, but that's my pick. They could also go completely off the wall, hire any of these guys, but who even knows? Bill Belichick not out of the running. Okay, last thing I'll say. Last team, Cardinals. I couldn't decide for this one, so I'm going to give it two options because I do think it's going to be one of these two. I'm throwing Vance Joseph in there because he's a retread. That would align with the Cardinals. They just fired their coordinator background, Jonathan Gannon. He was dumb as bricks. I thought Jonathan Gannon should have been fired 2 years ago. I was really low. I've bid low on Jonathan Gannon. He's not an inspiring head coach in any shape or form. Feel pretty strong that the Cardinals are a shitty team and just not much to look forward to. So I'm thinking either Vance Joseph, who's technically a retread, first down Texans, by the way. I think that's Jaden Higgins, Xavier Hutchinson, one of them. Xavier Hutchinson, first down, nice pass, Stroud. Didn't Nagy have a winning record when they fired him? I like Nagy. I thought he got a raw deal in Chicago. I think he's just one of those coaches that you just don't like him. Like, no one likes him, just his look or his personality, so he gets fired prematurely, which will probably also happen to Nick Sirianni, for the record. I don't think Nick Sirianni is going to get fired. Oh, I forgot to finish this. Vance Joseph is a possibility. Current Broncos defensive coordinator. Another possibility, and I think he's the odds-on favorite, Bob Saleh. I do think whoever comes out of these playoffs going further, so for example, there goes Woody Marks, big first down. Whoever comes out of this playoffs looking better, either Bob Saleh or Vance Joseph is who the Cardinals are going to get. Both technically retreads, both relatively hot coaches in this cycle. I wouldn't want the Giants to get either of them, although Bob Saleh is fun. Gannon a weirdo, I agree. And yeah, so those are my takes. This is my list. I feel pretty good about it, honestly. I like a lot of these fits. Matt Nagy to Tennessee is a little wonky, I'm not going to lie, but again, John agrees. He got a raw deal. I want to pull up the odds again for Matt Nagy, which again, I know you guys could also do this yourself. But yeah, Matt Nagy is the odds-on favorite. That's where I got the idea, more so than anything. Deep pass to Higgins. First down Texans. All right, Texans are moving the football. Nice game script out of the half. I'm such a huge fan of his for Saleh. All right, I'm glad a lot of these guys are getting love. It's nice, a coach can get fired and still learn. I can see the vision with a lot of these. I fuck with the list. Thank you, Mahi. Yeah, tell me what you think about this list. Mahi's calling Saleh to the Cards. That's kind of, yeah, I didn't cheat there. I will say McCarthy feels like a floor raiser for sure. Browns and Cardinals never either go with a retread or they hire a brand new first year guy. Well, those are the two options. Wasn't Vance on the Cardinals coaching staff at one point? He may have, actually. I'm not sure about that. He may have. I know he was with Denver and then left and then went back to Denver. So every time I think of Vance Joseph and we're going to a timeout, John can't stand Saleh. I wouldn't be mad if the Giants got Saleh with our D-line. Not ideal, but I wouldn't hate it. Depends on the OC. I wouldn't hate it either, but I definitely would prefer a culture guy like a John Harbaugh, like a Kevin Stefanski, but to each their own. What I will say, if Vance Joseph gets a second chance at head coach, I give up. John is so critical. I love it. I got McCarthy, Titans. Him in a Titans uniform feels so right. I don't disagree. That's also an option for sure. I got him going to Cleveland. Another outside shot for the Tennessee job will be Arthur Smith. You have to consider Arthur Smith. He's like, no one likes him. I know but I just wanted to love the exclusion of McDaniel because he's going to be Lions OC. Yeah, I thought about putting McDaniel. Oh, I know. I got McDaniel right here. I got him on the list, but again, I have fucking Jeff Saturday on here. So this bottom, not a very serious list of individuals, as you can see. I do not think Chris Shula is going to get a gig this cycle. Mainly just because the Rams defense looked like garbage last week. And I don't want to be too reactive, but when the margin of error is this thin, it really does matter how these coaches look in the playoffs. And thankfully for Matt Nagy, he doesn't have to worry about that. We're really going to have that terrorist John Harbaugh as our head coach. Dear God damn. All right. A lot of Giants fans are anti John Harbaugh. Isn't Arthur Smith related to the Titans owner? Can he actually take that job? He can take the job. He was their OC for a while. He can take the job. Titans should hire Skip Bayless. Thank you for noticing. Yeah, I threw Skip Bayless on here. Jason Garrett also interviewed for the Titans. Good Titans job. That would be sick. Some names that could get hired that I just, didn't fit here. Got Raheem Morris, Pep, Antonio Pierce, Cliff Kingsbury's not going to get shit. Brian Dable's going to be an awesome coordinator wherever he goes, but I don't think he's going to get the hiring nod. Mark Freeman, there's Bill. Had to include his woman as well. Bill, Mike Kafka's an asshole. I don't care about him much. Cam Hayward is hurt, but he looks like he's okay. Still got his helmet on. Chris Shula, I don't think he's going to get it. Pete Carroll's done. John Gruden, stick to Barstool. I think that's Bob. Yeah, Bill O'Brien. Why not? Had to put him in here. Eli, Kev, Skip Bayless. Spags always gets interviews. Will never get another job. Mac McDaniels, he'll be a great coordinator. Jeff Saturday, stick to TV. Lou Anarumo, that's one guy I'd be really mad if the Giants got Lou Anarumo. It's possible, but I don't want to see it. And then, of course, Toe Mater. You laugh now, but Garrett would totally consider Garrett a plan A, B. It don't work out. I know. I know. Believe me, I'm shaking in my boots. But Joe Shane wouldn't let it happen. Joe Shane, call him what you want. Joe Shane knows he'd get flamed if he hired Jason Garrett, and that alone will keep him away out of New York. What's the tier list called? NFL coaching vacancies. Yeah, if you want to make your own at Hunnaball, you can use the template. I put 32 names in there for you, so you can work with all these guys or add your own if you want. I also wanted to remove the backgrounds. That was very important. By the way, the Texans are in the red zone. They just keep driving the football down the field methodically. So first down Texans, almost at the red zone. We'll get back to the game now, but yes, I think Mater's in the mix for the Browns. I could throw Mater in the mix for Cleveland. I guess I should put some people in the mix. Yeah, in case Kev Patullo gets promoted, anything's possible. But yeah, I'd say this is a pretty beefed up list. I thought about putting Sark in the running for some of these jobs, but I landed against it. Lou Anarumo's got an outside shot at some of these gigs, but this is where I'm sticking. I would love McDaniel's OC. He knows how to use speed. Oh, I agree. I think the whole league would love McDaniel's OC. I think that would be a very special group. The year he got it at HM was really good. Exactly. I think so. And that's why Miami's got talent. We know Miami has talent. And that's why I think them going offensive would be more helpful. Go offensive, get rid of Tua. But if Jeff Hafley's going to go because of his because of his general manager connection with their guy whose name again is John Eric Sullivan, that's possible as well. But yeah, so this is my list. I'm going to save it now. No, shoot. Coach vacancies. And Dalton Schultz, short of the first down. We're going to get third down. All right, well, I'll talk about the game now. But again, wanted to do that. Wanted to do something at halftime. Had this prepared. I feel good about it. You know why no one will hire Sark. Yeah, he would be another Urban Meyer for sure. But yeah, so this is where we're at. Anyway, back to it. And tell me what you think. Make your own. Drop it in the Discord, and I will definitely check it out in due time. Just let me know if you post it. I made a whole channel in the Discord for tier lists. That way we don't get our lines crossed here. So I'll check the Discord channel every now and again for everyone's coach tier list. 3rd and 4, CJ Stroud. He's got time, but he doesn't have anyone open. He flicks it and it's picked. Intercepted. Damn, Stroud. Damn. Eric called it lol interception. CJ Stroud that is 3 turnovers, 2 fumbles and a pick. And Steelers DB punted the ball. I think that's a flag. Mahi loves football. Yeah, how could you not? How could you not? Sark stays in Texas. Make Sark the Cowboys coach. Got a bad throw from Stroud. That's what. Listen, I don't want to be over analytical here. Jeremy Eccles with the pick, by the way. I don't want to be overly analytical here, but CJ Stroud is not the most athletic of quarterbacks, and I think that's really coming back to bite him. And I think that's really the future of the NFL, a quarterback that can move within the pocket. Did I miss anything? I can't stand Salah. Why would they cut him running up the stairs in the stadium before they have games in front of the cameras? I would have fired him right there. Yes. Miss anything else? What are the odds someone hires Josh McDaniels again? It's so funny you said that. Again, I know I'm behind on a lot of these. Saw out of the cards. Wasn't Vance in the Cardinals? Yeah, Vance may have been on the Cardinals coach. I didn't know. I think Natty got an unfair hand. I got McCarthy to the Titans. Him in a Titans uniform feels right. I don't disagree. John's going to give up if Vance Joseph gets a second job. I want to respond to what John Lee said about the Josh McDaniels idea. It's funny you say that. I was thinking about that today. I was thinking, what if Josh McDaniels, I mean, you know, Drake May did well with Drake May. Maybe the Raiders give it one more shot with Josh McDaniels. But I really don't think it could happen. It would be a crazy story. But I think that would just go to show that NFL teams never learn their lessons. CJ Stroud is good in theory. That's a great way to put it. He's good in theory. All right. Anyway, Texans, Steelers, coaching tier list is done, and yet no points have been scored. Josh will never get a head coaching job again, ever. Probably not, but it is a fun idea. He's blackballed. With the coach picks in mind, where is Mac Jones going to start next year? That's a... I'll tell you, well, he's already starting right here. Mac Jones. Oh, great. We got someone talking Chelsea Arsenal. Great. Yeah, let's tell us what you think, guy. Again, Stroud with 3 turnovers and a touchdown. Credit where it's due. This game is awful. Can't disagree with you, Raina. Can't disagree with you. But we did a coaching vacancy, and we talked about the reporter who glazed Liam Cohen. What else we talk about? Gaming consoles. We've found things to discuss. One way or another. If you come to the Hunnaball stream, conversations will be had. Just maybe about random nonsense. Either Mac or Willis gets Steelers QB next. Yeah, I guess I didn't actually answer the question, where does Mac Jones go? It's a great question. I think Mac Jones... I really do think Mac Jones has to look out for Mac Jones right now. Because he's not old, like, at all. Drafted in 2021, I think. Yeah, drafted in 2021, the Trevor class. And if I were Mac Jones personally, I would stick in San Fran unless someone backs up the Brinks truck. Unless someone really offers a huge contract, I would sit in San Fran for another year, continue to develop, so to speak, and wait until that Sam Darnold-like payday comes in and someone just clearly overpays Mac Jones. I would not leave the safety of a Kyle Shanahan offense yet if I were Mac Jones. But it's fun to think about. Mac or Willis get the Steelers nest next year. I think Willis is set up for a Matt Flynn-like career arc where he'll get the big contract. He may not be great. By the way, Jalen Warren first down. Steelers moving the football. He may not be great, but he will get a contract for being a good backup, and we'll see how that pans out. He's gonna be 28 going in next year. He's gonna be 28. That's older than I thought. Damn. That's older than I thought. Maybe Mac Jones should try and cash it in. My bad. But I do agree. But I'm going to stick with my guns, actually. If Mac Jones needs to get a big payday in order to leave the Shanahan coach tree, Niners will release him for a good trade. They'll take a sharp cornerback. Yeah, I guess the Niners could trade him, but player-for-player trades are very rare in the NFL. First down Steelers. Ben Skoranek in motion. False start on the Steelers. Everybody saw it. Ben Skoranek. Aaron Rodgers is pissed. If McDaniels didn't get fired, I would have loved Mac Jones in Miami. Ooh. Well, I guess Mac Jones could go to like a team that wherever McDaniels ends up. But I don't disagree with you. That actually would have been a fun fit. That would have been a perfect fit. Yeah. They could just sit Tua and then just roll with Mac Jones. Miami Mac. That's got a ring to it. I like it. Needs the opportunity to prove himself. I'm pretty sure Mac is still under contract next year. Yeah. I think if he's under contract, he should take it. I guess, yeah, that's probably a big factor. Yeah, if he's under contract, he doesn't really get a chance to test the market. So, yeah. Malik Willis wins that game on Saturday. Wow. That's a take. I disagree. I don't think Love played like extraordinarily bad. Steelers go wide receiver screen for negative yards, by the way, so that sucked. Davis Mills might be a free. Davis Mills, another solid bridge quarterback option. It's tough to foresee which specific quarterback options are going to be open. I think Indy, Dan Jones tore his ACL, right? It was an Achilles tear. He did also tear his ACL, but Dan Jones probably won't be ready for week 1. I think the Colts will roll with Riley Leonard if they don't feel comfortable with that, which I would, it's not crazy. The fact they went to Phil Rivers before Riley Leonard. So I can imagine a world where they don't feel great about that. Free blitzer on Rodgers. Still gets the pass off. Calvin Austin, is it? Calvin Austin sighting. Got about 6 yards. 3rd and long for the Steelers. What I was going to say was... What was I going to say? I lost it. What are we talking about? Mac Jones. Oh, Davis Mills. Oh, someone could go to Indy, in theory. But they could roll with AR. They could roll with Riley Leonard. Is AR on our Hunna's Hill? No, he is not. He didn't play a snap this year, so he can't be. If he was, he would definitely be in the really terrible tier for the record. But Tyler's calling a Richardson week 1 starter. Kafka said to interview with Lions and Bucks for OC jobs. That might work out. I mean, I personally don't think Kafka's a great offensive coordinator. I think he's a good quarterbacks coach. That's what I'll say about Mike Kafka. Wow, 3rd and 9. Steelers get it. MVS across the middle of the field. Okay. This game very well could be 9-7 very soon. That's wild. You underestimate my willingness to push BS agendas. I do. I never know what to take seriously. But go Bears. Hey, I'm rooting for the Bears, man. They're fun. I think Bears-Rams is going to be a good game. I'm excited. Colts definitely have the most intriguing QB landing spot for a free agent. Definitely, but do they have the money for it? Because Dan Jones only signed a 1-year deal, right? He's technically a free agent again, right? What does Daniel Jones' contract look like? I'll check that in a second. First down Steelers. Ken Gainwell cuts back and goes backwards. He goes west and loses 2 yards. All right, I got to check this out really quick. Dan Jones' contract. Here we are, back at it. Oh, we already have over the cap loaded. Nope, this is not over the cap. Here it is. I have to type Daniel. Damn it. Daniel Jones, quarterback. He is unrestricted free. That sucks. That sucks. Oh, boy. That sucks, man. He's going into free agency off a torn Achilles. That sucks. I didn't know that. 1 year, he's a free agent this offseason. Oh, boy. Dan Jones is a free agent. It was a 1-year prove-it deal. Shanahan or Liam Cohen? Shanahan, but Liam Cohen is fun. Raj goes incomplete. We're going to get 3rd and long for the Steelers. Raj is pissed. There are talks of him returning, but I doubt the front office has the patience for his rehab. I mean, they can't. They can't. I mean, Shane Steichen is on the hottest seat of them all, and so is Chris Ballard. I'm shocked Chris Ballard kept his damn job. I'm really surprised. I'm all for consistency and tenures and whatever, and I'm not even saying Chris Ballard has done a really bad job. He has not done well in Indy. He definitely should have been fired, I think, a year ago. Now he still has the job, so here we are. But yeah, Dan Jones, free agent track, I guess. Yeah, who are the quarterbacks going into free agency this year? All right. Quarterbacks. Come on. Here it is. Okay, so Raj drops back, 3rd and 12. Goes deep. Calvin Austin. Incomplete. No flags down. Steelers want one, not going to get one. No DPI. Kind of looked like DPI, but I don't know if that ball was catchable. Ballard should have been canned ages ago. Agreed. There are talks from returning, but I doubt, yeah. They might sign Dan back if they don't have their first rounders. It's a fair point. Colts are really stuck behind the 8 ball. Ballard's only bad at drafting QB talent and building winning teams. Let's not forget about that. Colts haven't won the AFC South in like a really long time. I want to say 8 years. Don't quote me on that, but not winning the AFC South in 8 years is embarrassing, honestly. The other option would be Tanner McKee. I think he has a shot to start. Woo, really? Really? That's bold. Yeah, Russ is going to be a free agent. I don't think any team's going to be pounding the table to get Russ, though. I like Ballard's drafts. Might be in the minority here. Man, maybe. I think you are, Mahi. Gale's here. Jags and Bills were clearly the 2 best teams in the AFC. Clearly. Yeah, clearly. The Jags should have... I'm still heartbroken. I'm still torn up about the Jags. I mean, we're not even watching the game right now. We're looking at future quarterbacks here. Mariota, Taylor... I mean, assuming the Jets and Raiders get quarterbacks... what other openings are there going to be? I'm assuming Stafford will come back at least for another season. Vikings are going to roll with 9. Not only are the Colts the most intriguing free agent team, they might be one of the only ones. Colts, Steelers, and is that it? Are those the only two ones left? Obviously, like, backups can be signed, but yeah, I mean, the rest of these teams have starting guys. Yeah, man. I mean, he can play. He's got real size. Time will tell then. Maybe he should have played instead of Hurts. Arizona. I guess Arizona. Yeah, Arizona and Miami as well. You guys are right about that. Miami's going to look for a bridge guy. Arizona might also, just because Kyler sucks. Tua gets cut by the Dolphins and goes to the Colts. They cannot cut Tua. We've been through this, but one more time for the love of the game, they cannot cut Tua. The Dolphins are locked in. Look at his guaranteed cap next year. 54, bro. They're gonna eat, if he's a post June 1 cap, they're gonna eat 11 million dead money. No, 67 million in dead money. They're stuck. Chiefs can be interesting with the Mahomes injury timetable. That's interesting. That's a good point. I wonder who they would try and bring in. Jameis is locked into the Giants. He's not going anywhere. I don't think they'll go Malik Willis. It's a tough call. Tua contract ranking 6th out of, I don't know about that. But one more year of Tua at least. We could probably keep Geno as a backup because of the contract. There you go. Then the Raiders aren't going to jump for a start or a backup quarterback. So there you go. Cardinals, Steelers, Colts are going to have openings. Yeah. And Miami maybe for a bridge guy. So does Mac Jones fit any of those teams? That's where that has all started. Mac Jones to the Steelers would suck. Who are we talking about? Right now, just matching free agent quarterbacks to teams. Can Mac Jones play in Indy? Maybe. Poor Dan Jones. He's not getting a contract. Broncos cut Russ and ate it. That's true. That's true. I guess the Dolphins could just eat it. In that case, Tua enters the pool. And say what you will about Tua, there's an argument that he's more valuable than Malik Willis. What a hot take that was. There's an argument that he's better than Malik Willis. Way to have a contentious opinion. Chiefs need a couple years to reset. Yeah, but no quarterback's going to go to Kansas City and think this is where I'm going to revitalize my career. I mean, maybe actually. Only get like a 5-game sample size, then cash it in. Maybe Mac Jones will be a Chief. That would be funny. But yeah, I guess back to the game. But those are my thoughts. It's tough to foresee too much yet. We don't know who's going to stay, who's going to cut, who's going to be in the market. Obviously, we'll be streaming through the free agency frenzy, though. Mac Jones better than Dan Jones. I don't know about that, Eric. I love Mac Jones, but I don't know about that. Dan Jones is our hero. Mac to AZ would be fun. That sucks. Cleveland's going to roll with Deshaun next year. He's going to play above average. Then next season, they're going to draft a quarterback. When they can draft a quarterback, they won't, and he'll suck again. I mean, let's not get too excited about Deshaun Watson here. When he was healthy, he was really bad. And he has now been through multiple re-Achilles tears and just all the scrutiny he's been under. I would not anticipate a Deshaun Watson career resurgence to his miserable, pathetic excuse for QB. Watson never plays football again. I hope he doesn't, honestly. Watson's the insult to the position. But yeah. I think I've been too kind to the Texans this year. This team is hell to watch. I kind of hope, someone said it, but I kind of hope both these teams lose, honestly. 7-6. I didn't even talk about how the Steelers punted. CJ Stroud sacked, kind of. It was a fake sack because he lost like a few inches. They might not call it a sack. Hasn't played real football in like 5 years. Yeah, I agree. I don't think Watson's coming back. Mac with Marvin Harrison, Michael Wilson, and McBride would be sick. It would be sick, but frankly, just because it's like Mac needs all the help he can get. He needs an offensive head coach that can scheme wide receivers open. So depending on who the Cardinals get, again, who did I say the Cardinals were going to get? I had the Cardinals getting... Oh, damn. I had the Cardinals getting... Oh, it was Vance Joseph and or Bob Saleh, so I don't think either of those are going to help Mac. TNS on one screen, Hunnaball on main, shoot wildcard on the third. There you go, life is good. Thanks, Raina. Appreciate it. You've come to the right place. And also drop a like if you haven't already. Hope Steelers win, then Bills are guaranteed a Super Bowl appearance. There you go, Gail. I like the respect between the Jags and the Bills. That was a very, what's the word? Honorable loss on both sides. Jags reporters, it's all right, Liam Cohen, you had a hell of a season. And everyone's glazing Josh Allen. You know, when, who said it? It was Nick Sirianni went up to Kyle Shanahan and said, go win the Super Bowl. Felt so So cheesy. So cornball. Nick Sirianni trying to take the high road. Yeah, right. Tua's everything wrong with the position today. Tua should just give up, according to John. Jets don't take more. Cardinals will. I agree, but the Jets will take more. The Jets have to. They straight up have to, unless they take Ty Simpson. Hopes. Is audio out for anyone else, or is it just me? I think I'm still going through. Sometimes that'll happen if the audio goes out. Just leave and rejoin. But Bob Saul is not leaving the Niners. Shut your dirty mouth. That blasphemy. It's possible. Why wouldn't he to become a head coach? Why not get another shot? Should have never been drafted at all. Tua does not. Tua needs to retire for his own sake. Everybody hates Tua. They should make a show. Everybody hates Tua. I don't know where I was going with that. Anyways, we're getting through this game. One way or another, we're getting through this game. It's been a slog. But it's funny how duplicitous this wild card has been. Big word on my end there. Some of the best games of the season, some of the worst games of the season. Chargers, Pats, Steelers, Texans. There you go. Otis calling good audio. I like it. Tua needs to retire, not even because he sucks, but his health is so much in danger. I agree, but again, I like how I love the armchair doctors. Every NFL fan is now a neuroscientist because Tua's had a few concussions. I do agree, though. He probably should. Like, if there's ever a time to call it quits, he got his payday. He made the playoffs a couple of times. He had some moments. Tua does not feel like the most competitive guy. He seems cool with just being okay. And because of that, I wouldn't be mad if Tua just called it, play out the contract, and then go from there. Angel Reese stock X ad? Okay. He has no size or arm strength. They wonder why. That's right. John actually is a neuroscientist. I forgot about that. Yeah, John actually does have a medical background. I forgot about that. But he's not even talking about Tua's concussions. He's talking about how Tua is a loser. No size or arm strength. They wonder why he broke into a million pieces. Definitely not the strongest decision maker either. That's for sure. A few concussions is a serious thing. I don't doubt it. I'm not saying Tua should keep playing. I'm just saying it's funny how Tua is the only player I've ever heard of in NFL history where people are like, for his health, he should give up. It's the best for him. I just haven't heard that. Anyway, the game's back. Not that that matters. And back in the action. I'm standing up. This has been a big sit-down game, to be honest with you. And I took off the gloves, putting them back on, damn it. Yesterday we were doing coach cosplay, now we're doing player cosplay. Got the jersey, got the hoodie, got the gloves. Go Giants. Rodgers drops back, finds Adam Thielen, I think, or is that Skoranek? That's Adam Thielen. Chain out and everything. Adam Thielen, big first down. Nice grab, dude. I'm glad Adam Thielen's playing meaningful football, quote unquote. Is this game really going to finish 9-7? I mean, CJ Stroud's had one of the worst games I've ever seen him play in this one. Okay. I don't know if I'd say action about this game. Yeah, because his brain doesn't work anymore. Yeah, well, there you go. His brain doesn't work. He's soft. He's no arm strength. He went to Bama. I will say, Bama quarterbacks, I'll never trust them till the day I die. You know that's not Skoranek. Raj drops back. Skoranek's a loser. Jonnu Smith, negative play. If I had $1 for every time Jonnu Smith caught a backwards tight end screen, I'd have a few bucks. It's crazy this is like a plan in the Steelers offense. Arthur Smith is pissed because Darnell Washington's not there to just run through people. I got a text. Jeez. It's a bot. I don't know why I'm clicking on it. It's a bot. It's a spam text. I'm like, should I respond to this guy or not? No, it's a spam text. 2nd and 11, Steelers. What do you got in the trick book? Arthur Smith, Aaron Rodgers off the back foot, throws it into the ground. Gets tackled by Will Anderson. Will Anderson's a beast, by the way. I know that's not a hot take or anything, but Will Anderson is awesome. I wish he was a Giant. Drake May was almost a Bama quarterback. I don't think he would be successful. Don't trust Bama quarterbacks. Can't do it. Won't do it. Wow. What a move by Will Anderson. Outside, inside, swim! Hit Aaron Rodgers. Could you imagine? I should power rank quarterbacks most satisfying to sack. Aaron Rodgers has got to be up there. He's got to be like top 3. Drop down below who you think the most satisfying quarterback to sack is. Raj, fumble! Steelers fall on it. Damn it. Right when something interesting was going to happen, the Steelers fall on it. Raj gets hit as he throws. Where's the ball? I'll reenact it. Steps up, ready to heave it, and then just loses it. Just gets punched, honestly. Put. That's Aaron Rodgers. I love standing. Anyway, Trevor Lawrence. You really have maybe. But Hurts went to Bama. Yeah, and how do we feel about Jalen Hurts? Jalen Hurts easy. Kirk Cousins easy. I like how 2 people said easy. It's like duh. Like Kirk Cousins would be fun. Phillip Rivers would be fun. Jarv, Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams is a tough one. Sacking Caleb Williams probably feels like a big W. He's tough to get down. Oop, chat. Man, these punters fighting for MVP this game. Yes, seriously. Jared Goff. Yeah, that's a good pick. 9's got to be up there. Come on. I hate saying it, but Jackson Dart's probably fun to sack. It's probably nice. Shador. Sacking Shador Sanders. Imagine just a clean hit on Shador Sanders. That would be fun. God, I can't lie. Jared Goff's a good answer, though. Goof went to Cal. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Berkeley. Was he the number? He was the number 1 pick, right? Yeah, Goff was the number 1 pick. Wentz was 2. Why y'all sacking old man? Justin or Herbert getting sacked look fun. Damn, Justin Herbert would be fun. He definitely not too tough to get to him. I'll say that much. Damn, give me 10 reps. I might be able to get past this Chargers O-line. Bo Nix. Oh my, how did I not? Bo Nix. Duh. Bo Nix. This is tough, honestly. A lot of quarterbacks would be fun to sack. I don't think there's a wrong answer, honestly. Dak, maybe. Bo Nix is good, though. Cam Newton was probably the most satisfying in league history to bring down. One of the toughest, but no doubt that would be fun. Johnny Manziel in his first game as a starter. Yeah. Hungover and everything. You could smell the beer on his breath from the night before. Actually, no, Johnny Manziel's not drinking beer. It's probably like straight tequila, straight like liquor, hard stuff. Probably Coke, honestly. He's probably doing a line before the game. Jim McMahon at the end was great. I don't know why. I thought you meant Vince McMahon. I remember now Jim McMahon, Bears quarterback. I'm sure that was a fun sack too. Who talks shit? Because either them or Mahomes. Now, no one said Mahomes yet. Wow. Yeah, James with Mahomes first. Sure, Mahomes would be fun too. Stafford cannot be hard to take down. There's no way. Most impressive would be Josh Allen or Mahomes. No doubt. Just sacking Josh Allen's probably tough. Every time he got hit yesterday, though, he took it right in the face. Big Ben, that would be a good pick. I love a lot of answers here. Bryce Young's the wrong answer. Be upset if I sacked Bro. I mean, you could get a good hit on Bryce Young, though, and you would get no physical resistance. I'm not a physics guy, but sacking Bryce Young is probably one of the easiest things ever. Giants knocked Jim McMahon out of a playoff game in '93 when he was on the Vikings, and it was so brutal. I loved it. Giants have to hurt a few quarterbacks in my memory. They definitely hurt Jim McMahon, like you said. I didn't know about that until now. They hurt Dak and Joe Theismann as well. It's a harsh pull, but I had to bring it up. The music stopped. You know what? There we go. Pokemon Nintendo music. Stroud! Nico Collins drops it. Nico Collins dropped it. And Nico Collins still down, a little shaken up. Nico Collins has been beat up in this game. Everyone's been beat up in this game. It's 7-6 for God's sake. Joey Porter talking his talk. He's having a good game, I gotta say. Got him still another quarter. Jaden Daniels, I'd be scared to break a bone. Yeah, honestly. Jaden Daniels, man, that's like sacking a chicken wing. I thought this would be over. Not Brett Favre, because it just falls down. Yeah, seriously. Brett Favre doesn't count. He gives sacks away. I want my sack back, Brett. You hurt me. Favorite clip ever. I can't. Anyone brings up Brett Favre or that clip, I promise I will talk about that clip every chance I get. One of my favorite sports things ever. Like, if you think Tua looks bad now, Jim McMahon at the end looked like he belonged in a nursing home. I don't doubt it. 90s football without medicine and CTE studies, I'm sure Jim McMahon would have beat the hell up. Hey, talk about a quarterback who rode the coattails of a good team. Jim McMahon was Jalen Hurts before Jalen Hurts. Not player profile-wise, just talent around him. The fact Walter Payton didn't score in the 1986 Super Bowl pisses me off. Another fumble! What the hell is going on, Texans? Another botched snap? Now it's just getting annoying. That's the third fumble from the Texans. Fourth fumble we've seen this game, I think. That's a third damn fumble. Jeez. Stroud wasn't even ready for it. This center sucks. I don't know if the Texans are playing with a backup center. I haven't done too much research on the injury report. I don't know jack about the Texans offense, to be honest with you. But this dude stinks. Give me Burrow so I can break the sack record. There you go. Aaron Rodgers getting sacks is the reason why you can't use bodyweight sacks anymore. Yeah, seriously, Mr. complains a lot. Just end this game already. These teams are awful. Seriously, put the Jags back in. Stroud going deep. Got him once again. Who else? The MVP of this game. We are Christian Kirk. Finally, something happened. Damn. Just do something. Do something, Texans offense. Jeez. Love that play call, though. Just like crossers over the middle. Really nice. Use the slot wide receiver. Bro, I love JD. He's the commander's savior. Just in this game, someone tell Stroud to lock in. I guess they did. Give their spot in the divisional of Jacksonville. I think we can all agree. Urinating Tree is streaming right now. He's the evil Perny and Grossy. There you go. And yet I appreciate you guys being here. So many good sports content creators. Can't lie. Never mind, he's locked. Jake Andrews is the starter. That sucks. Okay, well then. David Andrews, Patriots legend. End of the third quarter in Pittsburgh. Muhammad's calling nice. Finally. Thank you, Christian Kirk. Damn. I'm telling you, we're getting more from the which quarterback you'd like to sack conversation than this damn wild card game. It's bananas. Just realized my cleats are in the frame. Should I wear... I mean, I'm not far enough to wear cleats. I can put them on for the bit, though. I'm doing it for the bit. To look like a true blue NFL player. Cleats suck. But anyways, I just realized there was dead air. Texans Steelers. Will someone score again? That's the question. God damn these cleats. All right. Done. Got cleats and everything. Sign me up, Giants. I can catch better than Darius Slayton. We got hay. I missed 2 hours. It's crazy. Yeah, we're streaming through the games these days. Complete the fit. Those cleats are cool. Thanks. They're too damn narrow, but thanks. Got them on Facebook Marketplace for $40. But yeah, we got Texans. We got Steelers. Points, we do not have. Touchdowns, exciting plays, they took the day off. But we're here. Good game or not, we're streaming through these playoffs, having fun. This guy on Insta that buys all his food at Dollar Tree and Asian marks, he rates his fits. You're a lot like him. Thanks, Muhammad, I'll take it. Kind of reminds me of Killdozer a little bit. I don't know if you guys have seen him either, Killdozer_TV, who does like the red only diet, the purple only diet, etc. He makes great stuff. Former UCLA tackle as well. That's lore about someone that's not me. But yeah. So yeah, we got the fit. We got the gloves, the jersey, tight pants, and the cleats. I'm open. I see a quarterback. Killdozer, my goat. Yeah, he's awesome. Makes great stuff. That's a channel I'm happily plugging. Not making sports content, more like a league content. That's the guy. Okay, so that's okay. Cool. That's what you're thinking of. Nice. He does rate his fits. I was thinking more about the other stuff he does, but he does rate his fits. You're right. I love his dollar food review. Yeah, honestly, we should just react to a Killdozer video instead of this damn game. But the game is back. 1st and 10 Texans. What do you got, Stroud? Handoff to Nick Chubb, I think. I never know. I think it's Woody Marks. I never know Woody Marks or Nick Chubb. They both have like very similar body types, I feel like. That one was Woody Marks, offensive holding on 1st and 10. This drive's over. This drive's done. 1st and 20, that buries him. Can't believe I had a Stroud, Nico, Herbert, McDonkey stack for fantasy this year and got 4th. They were terrible the whole year. They were. They were terrible. Fantasy's an enigma. Fantasy's not even real. That's why it's called fantasy. You see the snap Carson Beck sent out after the Ole Miss game? No, I did not. What? If anyone saw it, please let me know. Texans are sick in the 4th quarter. The Steelers are not, apparently. Let's find out. 1st and 20, Houston Texans. Terrible towels are flying. I hope you had the under. Hand off to Woody Marks, who gets about 6, maybe a little more. 2nd and 14 incoming. Someone is crying going off the field. Is that Nico? I can't tell. Look, it's Nico. Damn. Nico Collins is getting carted off. Towel over his head. Let's see this again. Ah, shit. Knee, concussion, hand. I mean, no one gets carted off unless it's a leg injury. But that sucks. Well, Nico Collins, probably out for the season. At least the rest of the playoffs. That's not good. That sucks. Christian Kirk, 7-yard catch. At least the Texans have a 3rd and manageable. But Nico Collins, that sucks. No way around it. Yeah. Hey, and I don't want to jinx it now, but we're 2.5 hours into this. I don't think there's been a lag out yet. We'll take it. Again, I said this earlier, but some people have joined since then. First, drop a like. Second, if the stream looks bad, go into settings and turn it up to 1080p. It is an option. Just YouTube doesn't like how much stuff I have on the screen, so it defaults at 480, which looks bad. 3rd and 6. Stroud throws it up. Jaden Higgins doesn't get there. No flag. Joey Porter called straps. I don't know if you go I don't think the Texans are going for this. Are they going to kick? Where's the ball? I guess they're within field goal range. Can't believe Andre Dillard is still a starter. Goes to show how bad the tackle quality in the league is. Andre Dillard? Former Eagle Andre Dillard? Doesn't... Wow. That does go to show how bad the tackle quality is. Damn. What's Eric Flowers doing? Oh, from the lesser-known Giants pull. Who needs Todd Gurley when you can have Eric Flowers? Who needs a quarterback when you can have Saquon Barkley? 51-yard kick is up! And good, I think. And good. Could have been short, but straight and true. Kami Fairbairn saves the day. Now the Texans are up 4, which really is a bad equation for the Steelers. That means they have to get into the end zone. ESPN's calling it. Coming up, Aaron Rodgers. It's funny. We're into the 4th quarter, and I'm not watching the game with sound. So unfortunately, for the last time this season, I didn't get a chance to hear "Take Me Home" when we go to the 4th quarter on Monday Night Football. So I wasn't there for the last big moment of the year. I don't which, I mean, Titus Howard. Okay, well, even then, still not great. I want both these teams to lose for wasting my Monday night terrible game. Yeah, seriously, they should get fined and we should get the Jags back in. Put America's team back in. The Jacksonville Jaguars. They're setting up vintage Raj, man. Okay. Yeah, drop some predictions down low. Do we think the Steelers can actually score a touchdown? Is that possible with this offense? That first drive looked pretty good for Pittsburgh. I'm not going to lie. DK Metcalf was moving down the field. The problem with the Steelers and a lot of these weak offense, this is an oversimplification. What I've noticed with the Steelers is even when they get like some good plays going, they never ride the momentum. The Steelers are a really bad team on 1st down a lot of the times, I feel like. They've been a terrible team on 3rd down tonight as well. But it feels like the Steelers, they'll start with like a run, and if it doesn't go for like 5 or 6 yards, the drive's over. Honestly. Might be an ACL for Nico Collins. Okay. That would suck. That would probably sideline him all of next year. Dude, the Texans have the worst luck with receivers. Maybe the Texans play near some electromagnetic waves. I don't know. Shoot, first Tank Dell, now Nico Collins. That sucks. Jaden Higgins is prime for some good targets. I just joined a dynasty league today, and Jaden Higgins is on my team, so I guess I'm score, but sucks for Nico Collins. I think someone said something in the Discord. All right. My phone does not work. I think Eric joined, though. I think. Nice. We'll take it. Pete Carroll to Miami. Nice. That'll be fun. What is this? Oh, Jesus. There's Jim McMahon. Oh, my God. That's a human being. Looks like a cartoon character. I feel like I should pull that up on the stream. I'll do that really quick. That's worth showing. Whoa! All right. Got tanked on my fantasy team. Well, at least he'll come back one day, hopefully. Okay, I'm going to pull up this picture of Jim McMahon. This is worth. Okay, I'll put it right here. There he is. Who else? Jimmy M. Jim McMahon, brother of Vince McMahon. Just kidding. All right, here's our picks. By the way, Texans -2.5 looks good at the moment. So that's nice, at least. Pete Carroll's out of the league now. Is that confirmed, or is that just like your take? I mean, I don't think he's going to get another head coaching job, so probably, yeah. That might be all this Jag propaganda. Jarv is the Jags hater. The only person in America who doesn't like the story of the Jags. Jar Vicious. You know, you really do live up to the vicious part of your handle, I gotta say. They said concussion on the broadcast. Who gets carted out with a concussion, though? I mean, why walk to the locker room, I guess. But why would he have his... maybe to block the light. Maybe it is a concussion. Shoot, who knows? I got tanked on my dynasty team. Really. I don't know what Muhammad said really about, but I agree. 1st and 10. He doesn't deserve another chance. I agree. He's done. Raj, 1st and 10. Hand off to Kenneth Gainwell. He's got space! That was a lot of emotion out of me for a 15-yard run. Like, that's how terrible these teams are to watch on offense. He's got space! 1st down! Oh, man. Anyway, division round times and networks announced after the game. Thanks, ESPN. I figured that. Stroud Hospital balled him so bad they got the card out, bro. I mean, he was just covered. Just an awkward way to land. I would not want to go head first, even with a helmet on, into this cold Pittsburgh grass. You know what? His arms went limp. That might be it. It could be it. I mean, I guess him wearing the towel is for you know, blocking out the light, I guess. Raj steps into a deep ball. Oh, whoa! Calvin Austin saying he caught it. He did not. That was incomplete. Calvin Austin, just hilarious. That ball clearly went, he clearly hit the ground, and Calvin Austin saying, 1st down. Sick catch if he came down with it. That looked like, oh my God. Wait, let's make sure he didn't catch it. Yeah, he for sure didn't catch it. Almost, but he didn't catch it. That looked like Lynn Swan, almost. Lynn Swan, Calvin Austin. You know what I mean? I know John knows what I'm talking about, and maybe Eric and you know, John Lee, John S. and John Lee. God, having 2 Johns in here is fun. But yeah, some of the more vintage NFL fans probably know what I'm talking about with the Lynn Swan catch. That was Calvin Austin just now, and the Steelers run inside zone, or was that a draw? Actually, it looked more like a draw. They run a draw on 2nd and 10 and go backwards. Great. Hank, there he is. What I miss? The game sucks, but we covered some bases. Talked about, you know, reporting, video games, which quarterback would be most fun to sack, head coaching vacancies. We haven't talked about food yet. That's something, I guess, but you know, in a different lifetime. Thought he was reaching his knee in slow motion. Well, I'll check Twitter in a second. Let's see. I'll confirm it. But if the broadcast said concussion, I'll take that at face value. 3rd and 12, Raj. Sacked. Killed, actually. Fumble! He lost it. Texans running with it. He probably was down, but if he wasn't, that's a touchdown for Houston. Whoa! Pittsburgh, we have a problem. The Texans are up by 10 points, maybe 11. We'll see if Aaron Rodgers was down. What the hell? Whoa! Can't believe I was sitting down for that. Let's see this replay. Again, anything is possible. I was going to check on Nico Collins. All right, let's see. Sheldon Rankins. Again, Will Anderson. I know it's not a hot take, but he's a beast. What a blitz alignment, too. Kenneth Gainwell. Yeah, with a stunt. Yeah, right. Aaron Rodgers was for sure not down. Sheldon Rankins was also not down. That looks like a touchdown. Uncle Raj just sold his last game. Clear fumble. Definitely roughing the passer, but they don't call it if a fumble's forced. Got pushed in the head. They confirmed it. Touchdown. Well, just like that, the Steelers lost. Pfft, there you go. Wow. Pack it up. That hit was brutal. That was a tough hit. Wow. Damn, that was crazy. Wow, the biggest play of the game, and I was sitting down. I feel bad. Damn. All right, Willie. It was fun while it lasted. Yeah, seriously. Rest in peace, Aaron Rodgers. I guess now we'll check on Nico Collins, but that's I'll call it ball game. Ball game. Let's see. Nico Collins, questionable. What's the update? Just says questionable. Thanks. All right, never mind then. Fuck me, I guess. All right. All right. To Twitter. Oh, also, this is what you missed, Hank. I'm pulling up the film room for this. This was a big. The 49ers work out next to a electrical, whatever it's called, electrical house, whatever, electric substack, and that's why they get injured, according to Peter Cowan. So there you go. Sunlight is life. This guy's definitely not a snake oil salesman. Nico Collins. Let's see. Christian Kirk receiving yards. Okay, it's all these betting people. Just smashed his head into the ground, immediately reached for his head. All right, so it probably is a concussion. I think we can rest on that. Nico Collins made out of glass. Brutal thing to say after someone gets a concussion. Kenneth Gainwell with a decent return. Let's see this again. Come on. Oh, man. Yeah, yeah. He held his head. Yeah, it's a concussion. He's for sure concussed. Being evaluated for a concussion. He's done. Rankins killed that guard. That whole blitz got through. Will Anderson got through. Rankins got through. Like, the Steelers' offensive line really... I mean, again, they're going against a buzzsaw. These Texans are for real, so I'm not going to fault them too much, but... He bit the dirt. Damn, Nico. Yeah, seriously. Raj just laying on the ground. Dude looks dead. Well, he's back up. Back up in action. Pack it up, Raj. Here we go. Aaron Rodgers, 1st and 10. Gotta have it. Going deep! Freiermuth just missed him. Just missed him. So close. Rodgers missed a few passes tonight. He's old. Texans defense is stiff. Rodgers missed a few passes. They're showing Aaron Rodgers is older than DeMeco Ryans. That's hilarious. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. There you go. That was a cool throwback 2008 when DeMeco Ryans sacked Rodgers, and now they're on the team. Yeah, that's what they were showing. I wasn't sure. I was like, what's this clip? That makes sense. And they're showing old Rodgers clips. Just his lack of fluidity makes me sad. I mean, you know, no one can beat Father Time besides Tom Brady, and even he had to retire eventually. Jalen Warren just got speared by Al-Shire. The Texans are not taking their foot off the pedal. They are going to go for blood. Foot on they neck. Yeah, that's how I remembered it. That's just sad. Raj lines up. Nice catch. Pat Freiermuth moving the sticks into Texans territory. Okay. Flag down. We'll see what this is. Steelers are moving as if it's on the Texans. We'll make sure. They need to get Metcalf going. This is ridiculous. They shouldn't look this helpless. Yeah. Again, they were doing it in the first series. Metcalf looked really strong in the first series. I don't know if he's caught a pass since then. DK Metcalf's very streaky. 12 men? Is that what that was? 12 men on the field? And they still let Freiermuth go? Roger still has his fastball. Yeah. He has one left in the tank. This is not the same thing as Kobe's last game, but that's what it reminds me of. It's like, he's still got it. One more. Give us one more. But Kobe's last game was one of the greatest sporting events I've ever witnessed. Let's not hate too much on Raj. He's absolutely a Hall of Fame quarterback. He's the most unlikable quarterback in recent memory. Sacked, by the way. He slipped and fell down and got crushed, by the way. He's getting killed. Raj is very easy to hate on, but I do agree. Let's celebrate his greatness instead of, bash him for his alternative opinions. I don't know if you guys watched my Netflix video, but I talked about Aaron Rodgers for a little bit there because I actually sat through Aaron Rodgers, The Enigma documentary, which was just a bunch of nonsense, bunch of stupid bullshit. I can't believe the Jets got 12 men on offense this year. I know, man. I know the Jets season. There are stats all over. The Jets season's 1 of 1. They need to get Metcalf going. Tom Brady used Devil's Magic. Raj stepped up in the pocket. He still has his fastball. Didn't go. He went to DK Metcalf. I probably would have called interference there, but maybe it was just good coverage. The refs are letting him play tonight. I'll say that. Arthur Smith, tight end university, man. No wide receiver allowed. That's true. That is true. Maybe Arthur Smith won't get the Titans job. Also, these Stafford first ballot talks are insane. Yeah, no. No shot. I'm not even certain Matthew Stafford's a Hall of Famer. Genuinely. If he gets MVP and gets a Super Bowl this year, then yes. But as it stands right now, I'm not certain Matthew Stafford's a Hall of Famer. You guys know me. They have to be like the greatest player ever for me to just be like, they're in the Hall of Fame. You guys know my opinions on it. Can hate on him as yeah, Vikings and Bears fans. Raj, ball bad at the line. We're going to get 4th and 13. He is getting hit every single play. Any chance Aaron Rodgers had of coming back next year is getting just completely quelled right now. The Texans are making sure that he never steps on a football field again. Like, he is getting eviscerated every single play. He's Rivers with a better situation at the end of his career. I don't know about that. Rivers played old. Rivers couldn't move. Rivers didn't have the arm. At least Rodgers has the arm. He has no notable accolades from Detroit outside of one comeback player of the year. Yeah, wow. Comeback player of the year. That shouldn't even be a factor in Hall of Fame votes. To be fair, Stafford was on the Lions. That is fair, but... Well, wow, look at us talking about NFC North quarterbacks. Stafford and Rodgers. Stafford left and it worked out for him. Rodgers left and it... Everything but that. Rodgers throws his hands up, knowing that he probably has about 10 minutes left in his football career. Boy, oh boy. We're about to get to 3 hours in this stream. Having fun watching this game with you guys. As much fun as we can have, honestly, because this game has been garbage. But I'm glad the Texans are stepping up a little bit. I told you my lock of the week was Texans minus 2.5. Line moved to 3. Still looks like it's going to cash. We all knew the Steelers weren't that great. I just thought they were going to put up a better fight. Guys start talking about 9 now. Yeah, it's funny you say that. It's very clear the Vikings are going to go with J.J. McCarthy next year. My question is, who is the backup? Who is the backup in Minnesota going to be? It can't be Brosmer. I know we kind of had that like loose idea. Maybe Brosmer's the next Brock Purdy. Clearly he's not. He's not a pro quarterback. I'm sorry, he's just not. So, and I feel like if you're the Vikings, you kind of have to get a reliable backup. Nine's been injured a ton. He ended the season on an injury. He started the season coming off an injury. Like, he's injured a ton. Not even as a contingency plan, because if 9 doesn't work, the Vikings aren't going to do it. The Vikings aren't going to be a playoff team if 9 doesn't work. But Carson Wentz isn't a reliable backup. You don't want to overpay for like a Malik Willis or a Mac Jones. It's tough. I mean, Eric's saying Mac Jones. Mac Jones under contract, but that could be a move for the Vikings. Maybe Vikings trade a 5 for Mac Jones. What would Mac Jones even garner its trade value? The fuck is Skoranek doing? I love how John's hating on Ben Skoranek throughout. It's because he doesn't become a Viking. Otherwise, he'd repeat the Favre storyline. Yeah. Yeah, it's, ask, who was it? Josina Anderson that they were ripping on earlier? He didn't become a Viking, and like, it was a done deal. We talking about Fran Tarkenton? Oh boy, we could. The first real mobile quarterback. Fran Tarkenton was a beast. And Giant. He was not good with the Giants, though. Gotta love that. Hall of Fame quarterback with the Vikings, goes to the Giants, sucks, goes back to the Vikings, makes Super Bowls. What the hell was that? Davis Mills would work wonders over there. I agree. But I feel like Davis Mills is going to swing for a starting gig. Anything's possible, though. Brosmer's a real estate salesman. Yeah, honestly. Brosmer's going to be selling online courses pretty soon. It was supposed to be Wentz. That was a veteran quarterback. Unfortunately, KOC let him die for our sins on national TV. Now Quessie's too cheap to trade for Mac. There you go. They already trade up for Jage. Woody Marks. 2-3 yard run. Did they trade up for JJ? I think they did, right? Yeah. So Texans just going to try and kill clock. They're up 11 on the Steelers, in case you didn't know. Yeah, the Texans are having fun. This game feels like a done deal. Bro, the Texans have had such easy first-round draws the last couple years. They got Herbert, 4 picks, and they got this old-ass, bum-ass Steelers team. I'm not saying the Ravens would have done much better, but I think it would have been a better game. This game's like putting down an old dog with cancer and rabies. Oh, first down, Jaden Higgins. Yep, move the sticks. At this point, it's going to be run, pass until the Steelers stop them. They traded for Dallas Turner. They had the... Oh, okay. So they did trade up, but they did have the 10th pick. All right, fair enough. I mixed up my years. They'll probably bring back Kirk after the Falcons cut him. Are the Falcons for sure going to cut Kirk? Congested. Sean Payton said he baited them into drafting 9, if I remember right. Yeah, he did. He was like, I was floating a narrative that, I wanted a certain player. We wanted Bo Nix the whole time. Good for you, Sean Payton. Go Broncos. Dick. They traded from 11 to 10, 22 to 11, 18. Oh, so they did trade up. Okay. All right. Now I'm confused. Nick Chubb, almost 4 yards. Okay. How's the Texans' run offense been? They've been really going to the well a lot in the run game. Let's check real quick. Box score check. Yeah, pretty efficient day. Yeah. Almost 6 yards, 5 yards, 4 yards a carry. Pretty efficient day, especially compared to the Steelers. Rodgers been sacked 4 times. Stroud's been sacked 3 times. Obviously, the yards are much different. And there's been 5 CJ Stroud fumbles. What the hell? Of course, they're counting those like bad snaps, but still. Stroud literally fumbled twice in one play. Nick Chubb. Whoa, okay. Leading with his helmet. Not a bad run, though. Right into Patrick Queen. 3rd down, Texans. There it is. But yeah, this is the box score. If you can even read it, I recognize if the stream's not coming out at a high rate, you guys probably can't even read this. But yeah, Christian Kirk has been the MVP, which, okay. DK Metcalf has 2 catches for 42 yards. That all happened on the first drive. Steelers have done jack squat since. All right, back to it. 5-5. Back to it. Peyton is talking out of his ass about that because he hates the Vikings. You know, Sean Payton can suck it, man. False start on the right side. They're not going to call it. Stroud finds Christian Kirk once again. He's going. Christian Kirk staying in bounds down at the 36-yard line. Jeez. Man, I wish this was earlier in the season. I would have gone all in. I love Christian Kirk in fantasy. I always have, man. He was reliable as hell on the Jags. Christian Kirk is slicing up the Steelers defense. I didn't know the Steelers had such a weak nickel corner, but apparently Jeremy Eccles sucks. I didn't know that. Wow, so much for the highest paid defense, by the way. Getting outworked and outclassed by a younger, better group. Jags got screwed having to play the Bills. I think we can all agree on that. Kirk might be the only player ever. Patriots, Texans, who y'all got? Ah, man. That's tough. I know we got Mahi here. It's going to be really tough not to take the Texans. Just given how this defense looked. It'll be another low-scoring slog, probably. But no one feels... I don't think anyone feels good after Pat's Chargers. The Patriots won. They won fair and square, 16-3. Good dub. But Kirk is really good. Hell yeah. Oh, I wish the Texans used him more then. Clearly, he's a good option. Perfect slot wide receiver. I remember when the Jags way overpaid him. But yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to lean Texans in that one. And I really do think a Texans-Bills AFC Championship game would be something to behold. A Texans-Broncos AFC Championship game would be agony. But something's got to give. The AFC is looking stronger than I thought it would, though. Kirk's really good. Hasn't been healthy this year. Is that it? Oh, he's been dinged up? Oh, I thought he just got buried in the depth chart. Give me Texans-Bills. James is calling it. I like the Texans' chances against the Pats. I'm with you there, Hank. Texans will run over May. That young quarterback doesn't have the experience to handle that pressure in a playoff game. I have faith in our chance to completely stifle this offense. I trust Drake to get a few scoring drives. I think the key matchup is going to be Will Campbell and Will Anderson. Will versus Will. Free Willie. Yeah, I wouldn't be excited for that if I was the Patriots. Will Campbell looked like ass against the Chargers, and Will Anderson's so much better than anyone than Khalil Mack. I'll call it. I think Will Anderson's a top 5 rusher. I think he's so talented. There's a flag down. Stroud's indicating it's on the Steelers. This is crazy. The Texans are just bullying them now. Penalties declined. First down Texans. You know it's bad when they're declining defensive penalties on a run play. First down Texans. This game's... I mean, we've known this game's over, but it's a bummer. 5 fumbles from CJ Stroud. God damn. Daniil Hunter's still a beast. Got to watch out for him, too. That's another good point. Daniil Hunter off the other side. The Texans defense is so good. But yeah. Stroud gives it to... Is that Nick Chubb again? I think they're just kind of... I don't know if Woody Marks is hurt or if they're letting him take a few plays off, but Nick Chubb's a perfect running back to just run to the ground at this point. Give him the carries, give him the work. He'll get a few yards, and then that'll be that. My feet are losing blood because I'm wearing cleats indoors. It's a rule that your body knows when you're indoors and outdoors. So it causes cleats to be uncomfortable when you're on carpet. Anyways, 2nd and 11 Texans. I'm just talking about shit now. I got nothing. All right. 2nd and 11. Houston Texans. Houston Texans. Houston Texans, number 1. All right. 2nd and 11. Hand off to Nick Chubb again. Breaks it left. Dude, this is not a good look for the Steelers. I mean, again, the Steelers offense is just tired as hell. Let me look at the time of possession. I'm sure the Texans have the advantage. Time of possession is not by much. 31-24. Not crazy. I would have assumed the number would have been a lot wider, but I guess I was wrong. Can't believe we gave up Daniil for Jonathan Grenard. Oh well, Daniil simply didn't fit our scheme for B-Flow. Personal foul face. No! Defensive face mask. Yeah, the Steelers are pissed. They know their season's over. This really did feel like not a wasted season, but just kind of a nothing season from Pittsburgh, which, again, say more of the same. I'm not saying you fire Mike Tomlin, but it's so blatantly obvious that this Steelers team is completely plateaued. And I don't even know what you do. They're drafting too late to get a quarterback. They pass on quarterbacks routinely. They're probably going to get another bridge guy. They're probably going to pay more defensive players, and they're not going to show up in the playoffs because they don't have the offense to match the defense. What the hell is going on? They're just getting outworked by a younger team. Game's over. I need to go eat dinner. See you, Mahi. Make sure you dropped a like. Thanks for stopping by. I missed that message. After Campbell's performance last week, I think May will be under pressure often, for sure. Tomlin checked out after getting 9-8. Yeah, that's what I mean. And, like, it's a funny bit, right? Like, oh, Mike Tomlin, 9-8, haha. But, like, 19 straight seasons without a losing record. He's never had a losing record. And I get that. But this isn't working. You know? Omar Khan, like, this is not working. I've been back and forth with the Steelers because I said they're sneaky fun, right? They've been in some interesting games. The Bears game being one of them. And last week, there goes Woody Marks. The dagger has been set. Houston Texans. And I think if the over-under is 31.5, I'm going to kill my friends, man. Actually, I thought Connor Hayward was going to score a touchdown. I was gonna go into a bet with my buddy, a Texans money line and the over, which the Texans might get on their own. But he was like, no, we got to pick Steelers. Great. What a pick. What a pick. It's going to be on every talk show tomorrow, but the Steelers, again, just treading water. Which, look, not every team wants to win the Super Bowl. I guess the Steelers are one of them. I guess the Steelers just don't want to win a Super Bowl. Because they keep making the same mistakes. Again, we're sitting here, again, talking about the same things. About not finishing. Tomlin displays the Vikings way the most mid you can be. It's not even about firing Tomlin. It's just about, like, Tomlin hasn't shown progress to get over the hump. That's what I mean. This team hasn't shown progress. This team is just... this is the thing, too. The Chargers lost, but they're super injured. The Jags lost, but they just got outplayed by the Bills. You replay that game 100 times, Jags probably win 40 out of 100. I should have said 10. You replay that game 10 times, Jags probably take it 4 times. But, by the way, Woody Marks, first rookie with 100-plus rushing yards in a playoff game since 2021. Otherwise, Cam Akers, the last man to do that. Remember Cam Akers, former Viking? Thanks for the 10, Eric. Thanks for hosting, Hunter. I wouldn't have watched this whole game without the stream. Thanks for the 10, Eric. I appreciate it, man. I was, again, don't feel like you got to donate, but I always appreciate it. It makes me happy. Thanks, Eric. I appreciate it, man. You guys make it fun for me, man. I'm just glad. I've said this before, but streaming to no one sucks. Streaming to you guys, talking through these games, talking about what we discuss, love it. How else would we know that the Niners are getting screwed by electromagnetic waves? And again, thank you for your service, Eric. But, yeah. Oh, man. Ken Gainwell drops the snap. Harkens back. Remember when Steelers Seahawks, when Caleb Johnson let a kickoff go over his head and the Seahawks recovered in the end zone for a touchdown? Another big moment for this Steelers team. So, again, it's what I was saying was, look, you're allowed to lose in the playoffs. But the thing about losing in the playoffs is there's a pivot point. Like, you can recognize that you've grown, things can change. The Panthers are probably just going to shore up their lineup, continue to improve, and be back at it next year. I don't know if they'll make the playoffs next year, but the Panthers have a path to get better. The Packers have a path to get better. Maybe. That one's kind of iffy. The Jags, path to get better. The Eagles fire out their OC. Simple. It's obviously the Eagles don't lack the talent. Chargers, just get healthy. Just get healthy one time if you're the Chargers. But with the Steelers, it's just kind of like, where do you go from here? I'm not even saying you fire Mike Tomlin, but they're stuck in the middle. They're stuck in the middle, and eventually the Bengals are going to get better, maybe. Eventually the Ravens are going to catch up. Eventually the Browns might be good one day. And the Steelers are going to be treading water still unless they tear it down. And like, what is this shit? What is this? Aaron Rodgers throws it to Kenneth Gainwell and underthrows a 3-yard check down. What is this shit? Call the game. Call the game. This is worthless. Sit the starters. Call the game. The Steelers didn't show up. And I'm not even a Steelers fan. I'm not a Steelers hater. But as a fan of the sport of football, all the great games we watched this year, and the Steelers put this out? This? Are you kidding me? This is a joke. It's a damn joke. Honestly. And I pity anyone who's in Pittsburgh right now. Because they're 2 for 12 on third down. Their offense sucks. They haven't scored a touchdown. They haven't had a good drive since the first one of the game. Raj, stepping into it, finds his check down once again. And I get it. They're outclassed. The Texans are a better team. But damn it, I think there's... How many teams are in the playoffs? 14? I think the Steelers are 14 out of 14. They're the worst team in the playoffs. They won their division by default. They shouldn't even be here. The Ravens should have won. And again, I don't know if the Ravens would have played better, but damn, I think the stupid Giants would have played better. Honestly, the Steelers didn't show up. The Steelers are who we thought they were. And the Texans did not let them off the hook. Raj, in an empty set, old man, steps into it and throws a goddamn pick. There you go. The end is always ugly for a quarterback. Is he going to score? There it is. I think he's going to score. Touchdown Texans. There it is. The over cashed. I knew it. I knew it. I told my friend, Texans money line and the over. And he's like, no, the Steelers. That was sad. He ran through Rodgers. That's it. That's it. Pull the curtain. Hook him. That's it. You're done, Rodgers. And I'm not even an Aaron Rodgers hater. I get no joy in calling it in the end for Aaron Rodgers. But I'm pissed that on the end of one of the best wild card weekends we've seen in our life, or at least I've seen in my life. I don't want to speak for you guys. One of the best wild card weekends I've seen in my life. We get this shit. We get a 31-6 ass whooping in an empty Acrisure Stadium. Steelers got to do something. Steelers got to do something. That's all, folks. I should end the stream right now. We're going to finish the game out, but I'm pissed. That's a sad career end. Yeah, it is. I'm sorry. I'm like hot. I was like ranting there. Now it's like tough for me to be respectful. But yeah, everyone in attendance feels dumb as hell. Yeah. Sad 3 years for Aaron Rodgers. Honestly, it's a poetic way to end. Like a career of choking in the playoffs ends with a wild card exit. You go, Malcio just woke up and holy shit, the scoreboard. Yeah, honestly. And the Texans scored 23 points going on. I don't know what the timeout's for. Maybe they're celebrating. They scored 23 points going on 24 in the fourth quarter. As you can see, like, this game sucked. Nothing was worse than Marino. Wow, really? I mean, I guess Marino probably didn't make the playoffs his last year. 10-7 Steelers. The same team that lost to the Browns, I think. Yeah, the same team that lost to the Shadur Sanders Browns. The same team that lost to the Seahawks at home because Caleb Johnson let the ball go into the end zone. What the fuck? I just turned the game on. Turned the game off after the Woody Marks touchdown. It was 24-6. How the hell did they do this? It's simple. Pick six. They missed the point after. They blocked the point after. Way to exit with class. I guess. Sure. Kneel it out. Kneel it out, Steelers. This is brutal. The Steelers are really putting the terrible and terrible towel tonight. Marino lost his last playoff game 62-7. What? Oh, man. Damn. His last shot at a ring. No, it wasn't even blocked. Was it a bad hold? What happened there? Did Kaimi Fairbairn, like, kick his holder's hand? What the hell was that? Who cares? That might actually have affected the over-under. What was it? It was like 33. It may have not, actually. Look at that. Yeah, Steelers everywhere pissed. Marquez Valdez-Scantling's talking about schemes. It's like Aaron Rodgers doesn't give a damn. Game's over. Texans are about to take a delay of game on a kickoff. Man, does Urinating Tree deserve to be bullied more for this? Yeah, man. I pity the Steelers fans. They're putting the pity in Pittsburgh. Malio, it depends if he bullied Grossi for the Packers loss. I think everyone was pretty respectful to Grossi after the Packers game. By the way, Tom Grossi almost had 1 million subs. It's not my channel, but I appreciate him blazing the trail for sports content creators. Raj is pissed. Yeah, they're showing his career stats. This is it. This is it, fellas. He's done. And, I mean, who would sit through this game and think, I want to play more football? It's done, man. We knew the Steelers thing was going to end like this too. Like, I don't think any of us are surprised. 527 touchdowns, 66K yards. In fact, let's have a moment. Let's have a moment for Aaron Rodgers' career. Started in 07 or 08. Started in 2008. The Packers are looking for a change after Brett Favre got bounced by our New York Giants. And he's been playing since. And there's been some ups. One Super Bowl ring. Been a lot of downs. A lot of playoff chokes. A lot of bad moments. A lot of arguments with team officials. Getting bounced from the Jets, which I tend to lean more on. That's Aaron Glenn's fault more so than anything. But a lot of weird moments. And Aaron Rodgers truly is an enigma. So there you go. Ball game. First quarterback to go 15-1 and no one and 1 and done in the playoffs. That's right. I still own you. Aaron Rodgers to the Bears. There you go. Hope someone says that to him now. Hell of a career, A-Rod. You're at 2.7K subs. You're growing. Thanks, John. 5K by August. That's the goal. I still got big respect for him. I mean, look, I don't hate the guy or anything. Aaron Rodgers was so fun for so long. I hated the approach to the end of his career. This just felt like such an obvious and predictable end to like, you know, to his career. I don't think anyone among us is shocked that the Steelers didn't show up in the first round of the playoffs for like the 6th season in a row. Man who lost as many NFC Championship games as Donovan McNabb. Screw him too. Oh man. Yeah. But we can have a moment for Aaron Rodgers. If you're just joining us, please drop a like. But yeah. Steelers Texans is over. Is it Texans football? I don't actually remember. Like the game's literally happening in front of us. I don't know what's going on. The 2-minute warning went into the kickoff, so there you go. And Stroud again. Let me pull this up really quick. And again, Stroud. Look at this. 5 fumbles, 2 lost, 3 recovered, and a pick. 3 turnovers, and no Nico Collins, who went out with a bad concussion. And the Texans whooped on the Steelers. At this point, 1 more year with the Vikings. 1 more year. Tomlin is out of there. Damn. Rodgers in that age, he's got to coach if he won't retire. Yeah, honestly, he's older than Miko. Aaron Rodgers' best explanation is complicated. When does the new video drop? That's a good question. Sometime. At the latest, the next video will drop after after Championship Week. At the latest, if I do a video between now and then, hell yeah. But at the latest, my next video will drop between Championship Week, and I'll tell you guys, it's gonna be a long one, so it'll be worth your while. He was never a team player. Even at his best, you couldn't really build a team around him. Yeah, that's very true. Definitely, I don't want to call him selfish, but self-important? Self-focused? Self-focused. Self-focused. That's Aaron Rodgers. But he was fun. Hell of a player. We've seen him have some big moments, some massive playoff chokes, some crazy passes, some insane seasons. I think it's poetic, to be honest with you, that the Packers got bounced and Aaron Rodgers got bounced in the same fashion. I think it's poetic. Poetic justice. Mike Tomlin should be fired. Can we all like actually throw a take on that? Do we think Mike Tomlin's actually going to get fired? I don't think so. And yep, Aaron Rodgers isn't even in. We're getting Mason Rudolph minutes. Cool. Pulling the starting quarterback in the wild card. That's great. Well, there you go. Will Anderson on the sideline. Life-stealing Hail Marys. Yeah. Beautiful deep ball. I'll tell you, man, I was boots on the ground. I was there for Packers Cardinals. I saw the greatness live. Hail Mary. I want to say to Jeff Janis. I forgot the fella's name, though. Couple of crazy plays. That was one of the greatest games ever. Definitely the best game I've ever seen live. Cardinals Packers. So again, there have been some moments. He should. I don't think he'll actually get fired, but he should. Tom is not getting fired, but he may resign if they decide to do full rebuilding. He doesn't want to be here for it. That'd be a weird career trajectory. Is that a Ben Skoranek first down? No, it's Calvin Austin. Steelers are running clock. They might actually, like, unironically kneel it down. Mason Rudolph's got a mustache. I prefer mine. This sucks. Mike Tomlin got to go. I'm taking the cleats off. I'm sad. I actually am, like, losing circulation in my feet. If you're wondering why I'm wearing cleats, it's because we're doing the whole football fit. Cleats, gloves, jersey, hoodie, go Giants. Taking these cleats off now. I'm actually, like, very much losing circulation in my foot. I told you these cleats didn't fit right. Also, if you didn't know, I worked in shoes. Usually, one foot's bigger than the other, in case you didn't know. For the one person in here that didn't know that, probably. Steelers going to retain Tomlin, even though he probably should be. I feel like ever since Henry turned 30, people have been expecting this huge drop-off. Derrick Henry? Oh, Janty rated higher than Henry. Oh, there you go. Remember Janty being taken in fantasy higher than Derrick Henry this year. Steelers call on game. That's it. 30-6. The Texans covered. My picks weren't great, but this was my lock of the week, and I knew the stupid Chargers were going to lose. So, there you go. Hunna does no ball. Taking the gloves off. That's it. Gloves coming off. I don't want a Pez. And yeah. I mean, the analysis is the Steelers suck, honestly. They got worked. They got worked in every layer of the field. And, you know, given the fact the Texans turned the ball over 3 times, CJ Stroud fumbled 5 times, some of which were bad snaps, to be fair. But turned the ball over 3 times, and the Steelers got 6 points, no touchdowns, and their first drive, they got 3 points. Okay, thanks, guys. We'll be back for the weekend games. See ya, Eric. We're about to hop off stream. Yeah, I will say, all things considered, this has been one hell of a wild card weekend. It's a bummer these last 2 games were total slogs. If I had to give this one a score, I'm thinking like a 5-8, maybe even lower. Yeah, I'm thinking a 5-8, maybe 5-7. I like 5-7. Going 5-7. 2 defensive touchdowns. Hunna streaming. I will be back. I might stream during the week. May or may not, depending on how the week shakes out. But we will be back for Saturday for divisional week. My favorite week in the NFL season. I think the divisional games are usually the best. So, divisional week, we will be here for Steelers, Niners. We will be here for Patriots, Texans. We will be here for Bills, Broncos, for sure. And we will be here for Bears, Rams. What an NFL season it's shaking out to be. Was that, I gotta eat dinner. Muhammad is out of here. I also probably should go eat dinner. But again, I always appreciate you guys stopping by. You guys make these streams so much fun. I'm glad we get to engage in these dialogues and talk about anything and everything. I guess I didn't do Hunna's Hill this week. We'll live with it. Not much is going to change, honestly. I think at most we would move Love and we would swap Love and Williams. But other than that, I think it would mostly stay the same. So we'll take it. Excellent night. See you, Eric. And yeah, that's all I have to say pretty much. Again, thank you guys for stopping by. Thank you guys for watching one of the most boring games in playoff history. See you, Aaron Rodgers. It's been a good career. Claps up for Aaron Rodgers. A lot of great memories he's given us, but this certainly wasn't one of them. Steelers suck. The Steelers are screwed, man. I hate watching this stupid team, and I hope they tear it all down. Texans are for real, though, and I'm excited to see them next week in New England. Anyways, hope you guys have a kick-ass week. Hope you guys have a fun, yeah, that's that. Good Tuesday, good Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I will be back Saturday at the latest. Appreciate you guys always. Hunna Ball.